I'm not doing that because I want to take long showers with you assholes.
Ain't you them kids that have been quacking off in my tool shed?
By a bunch of fargan ice holes like yourselves.
Yeah, well, listen, you ought to ditch the geeks in the car with now and get in with us, but that's all right. We'll worry about that later.
Oh my God. There's 100 morons in my basement.
It's you, Larry.
Lollygaggers. Diamond dogs have struck again.
Real pretty.
No, they could be a lot worse.
Why did you kiss my ear? Why are you holding my hand? Where's your other hand? Between two pillows. Those aren't pillows.
4 of us wolves running around the desert together in Las Vegas, looking for strippers and cocaine.
1, 2, 3, Benchwarmers!
Live from Scott's parents' basement, this is the Basement Benchwarmers Podcast.
The Basement Benchwarmers Podcast back for another week. We're on here on Memorial Day week. Start out tonight by thanking, well, not thanking, since the day we honor those who died serving our country. We'd like to thank their families to start. Also, the playoffs have heated up for the NBA. We thought it was going to be the Heat and Denver Nuggets. Denver for sure, but the Heat and Boston will fight it out tonight as we're doing the show in Game 7. But we'll start tonight's show like we start every week with How Was Your Week? We'll start tonight. We have Ed, Eric, and Tim here tonight with us. So let's start with Ed.
That's Glenn.
Or Ed and Glenn.
No little man Logan tonight.
I smell bourbon on you. That's why I thought it was. So let's start. How was your past week, Ed?
That was pretty good. Some crazy stuff went on. Typical long weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yesterday we're out in the yard and all these things have been falling out of the trees. You get all these like little fuzzy things. Have you seen this? So they're all over like my hot tub and they're just piled up there. And I'm like, Amber, can you got the hose. Can you go, and spray it off? And she's like, no, I'm not going to waste my time with the hose. I got her this new, the leaf blower thing, that, but it works either way, and it mulches and everything. And she's like, don't worry. I'm not going to hose it off. I'm going to go up there and suck your deck. And I was like, are you serious? Why couldn't I be recording this for the show right now? Everybody thinks you don't even look at it anymore, but here now you're going to go. So
Well, at least the deck was clean.
Yeah. There was some peeling paint around the edges still, but yeah, I mean, it's been neglected for a couple months here.
Glenn, how was your week?
That was good. It's, got a lot of yard work done. Beautiful weather, as we all know. Caught a Brewers game. Yeah, just kind of hung out.
Tim?
My week was good. A lot of golf. I watched Air, and
that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
huh?
Watching Air.
Watching Air right now.
There's contrails in that Air.
There may or may not have been any edibles with that. But and then I did buy another pair of Nike Dunks. So thank you, Rick Beasley.
Which ones?
I bought the black and white pandas.
Oh, I got those.
Yeah. So.
How many pairs of shoes do you think you have like that? Like tennis shoes?
The Nike ones?
Nice ones, yeah.
So this is my let me think. 6, 7. I have like 10 pairs of either Nike Dunks, Air Force Ones, or Jordan ones.
Now that we're all like fairly successful in life and we're all settled, it seems like everybody's buying tennis shoes.
Well, I mean, it's
because we couldn't get them when we were younger.
Exactly.
I know.
You think about these collectors, like especially like card collectors, these guys that.
Yeah, I bought baseball cards once I started making some money.
Right.
It's like, God, I really wanted that Ted Simmons rookie card.
Yeah, exactly. Like you look at these guys that collect things that couldn't have them when they were kids, and and now it's like, hey, I've got some disposable income, so
yeah, and I'm not knocking it. I think it's cool. I'm not in the shoes, but I think it's, but I know exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah, my favorite basketball shoes I had, like 9th grade at Lincoln, I went out to the original Nike outlet that was across the street from Ukes and bought a pair of Air Force One Jordan ones.
Yep.
I just thought they were like the best fucking shoes ever.
And then Mr. Lang was like, "What are you wasting all your money for, kid?"
No, yeah. Mr. Grimes is like,
Mr. Grimes minus.
Yeah. Mr. Grimes is like, you can do a left-handed layup. You made the team. Sweet.
Well, what's nice is they're remaking all these shoes.
Oh yeah.
It's not like you're buying old used shoes. They're remaking.
Yeah. Yeah, and then like if you get the right pair, you can actually resell them and make a shit ton of money. So
Did I ever tell you the time I saw Mr. Grimes? I ran up in Milwaukee at the Apple store in Bayshore.
did you pretend that you were an Apple employee?
No. He was like, "Oh, one of my students finally successful." No.
Yeah.
We walk up behind him, and Amber's like, "That's Mr. Grimes." I'm like, "It sure is. We're a ways from home. I mean, it's
Right.
45 minutes away." And I just was like, "Hey, Linus." And he just starts laughing.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that was my week. It's a lot of golf.
Okay. My week started out after the show last week. I went to a Brewer game with Ed,
Tell us about the Brewer game. Did anything like interesting happen?
and I got my first baseball ever at a baseball game.
No glove needed.
No glove needed.
Nope.
I was walking back to my seat. I heard someone yell "heads up." People stand up. About 2 rows behind where I was walking, a ball hits the side of the seat, kicks up in the air, bounces down one step. A guy goes to grab it, goes out of his reach, rolls to my feet. I pick it up and keep walking.
Nice.
Didn't even break step.
No, I
No.
got booed a couple times. One guy did yell, "Right place, right time." That's what he yelled. So that was pretty incredible. I took his. I did look around to see if any kids were chasing the ball,
Right.
but not one kid was near me. So
Right.
And what did I say when you said, "Should I give it to a kid?" What did I say?
what did you? I can't remember.
Fuck them.
Maybe their dad should have been going to the bathroom.
Right.
So yeah, that was
It was awesome. I think I was more excited than you were.
That was kind of funny. I came back, hold the ball. It's like, what? I go, yeah, it just fell at my feet.
Well,
So-
it came on. We were down low. We were like in the 8th row, and it came over, and I was talking to these 2 guys from Atlanta, and I'm like, "Heads up!" And I'm like, "Oh, it's stupid net." I felt like a jerk for yelling "heads up" because it was like a shot coming at us.
it was coming too. I thought about throwing my hand up because I could have, but I
But-
said no.
He's up the stairs like 10 rows, and clobbers some lady in a wheelchair or something, and then he picks it up
Nice.
off the carom.
No.
No, it wasn't.
You guys ever catch a foul ball at a game?
Not in a game, not live,
Yeah,
not at a major league game.
Yeah, I caught one at Wrigley with Murphy in my arm, so I caught it one-handed, like with him.
Nice.
Was it a playoff game
No.
back in 2000? Oh,
No,
I've got some.
my name is not
obviously-
Steve Bartman.
Yeah.
So
I had a chance. That
Yeah.
was the Diamondback Stadium. What's that called? Can't remember now.
Bob.
Chase Bank. It was called.
Yeah,
Now it's
the
called-
Bob. It was the Bob. Yeah,
it's always going to be the
and-
Bob, just like Miller Park.
And, and yes, I had my glove,
Yeah.
and the guy I was with stuck his hand in my glove, and it bounced off his hand.
Nice.
Yeah, jackass.
Yeah, so I guess my mom's watching.
So you were sitting next to Bartman.
His name was Jason. Then he changed it.
Yeah. So my mom's watching the game, and I catch the ball with one hand, Murphy in the other, and like they pan to me, I've got the ball, and Murphy's like rubbing his head, and I'm thinking, oh my god, did he, like get it hit in the head and stuff like that, and it's crazy. It was pretty neat. But I still have that ball on the ticket for the game. So
Did he have all that hair back then? It would have
yeah,
protected
he had
him.
the curly little
I know his hair's awesome.
Yeah, his hair's awesome now too. I'm still
Still?
jealous. Yeah, he's growing it out. It's like he looks like young Eddie Vedder.
Nice.
Like from 10, that long hair.
I look like a young Eddie Kojak.
Like young Tim Conway. or young Rich Little.
How old are you?
How old are you? And then I actually went to a Cubs game on Friday. It was a good time, except for the game itself. The Cubs got destroyed, but 70 degrees, sitting in the bleachers. Can't go
Nice.
wrong on a Friday. So
Drinking overpriced Old Style and Budweiser.
yeah, Budweiser overpriced. Old Style.
Was Bud Light flying off the shelves there? Or were people complaining about
No,
it?
we're drinking it. We had no
Yeah,
check. That's all they have.
I think that's your only choice.
Went to
there.
Murphy's. They were, we didn't. They didn't have. I did have a 312 Shandy somewhere. I can't remember where I got that, but we started about 10 o'clock and we stayed overnight. So we ended the day drinking about 10, and we ended our day around 12:31 a.m. So
holy cow,
it was just a steady drinking day. We didn't do no shots. We didn't do anything crazy. It
No
was-
bullet holes in
no, a
Chicago?
couple mixed drinks. No, a couple mixed
Nice.
drinks. Went to Molly's,
Okay,
the
how was
bar
that?
that was Lottie's. That's the bar that's on the Chicago Fire.
Right.
Yep.
I've been there before. We've been there before.
Yeah, we've been there.
Went there. It was kind of crazy on nights, busy, and it's kind of younger crowd. Where their bars we went to weren't that young. It was
Right.
just good mix. We went there for a little bit, so we had a good time overall. It was
Do you
fun.
have any extra week like whiskey old fashions anywhere?
I did not get an old fashioned anywhere. No, I did
Oh.
not. I thought of it. I'm like, no
Right.
way. Oh, I do got a good story. So we ended up in people told us it was a blues bar, but we went in and it wasn't really a blues bar. It was okay. It was $20 cover. So we went in and we stayed there for a couple hours. The groups are okay, but during when we were there, a group of people, a guy was getting kicked out. And all the security comes out, they're getting him out of there. We had no idea. Now this bar was had two sides to it. So the band played on one side, the other side was empty. You could just sit there, and then the band would play on this side. So they would never have no stopping music. I guess that was their plan. It would play and then stop. It was 2 sides, same length. It was like long. It was, I don't know, it was different. They had a barbecue place in the back of the place.
Okay.
So we found out why this guy kicked out. Well, because he was doing lines off his table in the middle of the bar.
Okay.
Coke.
Oh,
coke.
cocaine.
Not line dancing?
No.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow,
It's
the day and age now, man, people have no, it's crazy.
Just out, no.
Oh, just out in the open.
Nice.
Just out in the open, man. Like, hey, you can't do nothing to me.
Yeah, at
And
least
guess what?
at least-
he got kicked out.
yeah, at least in my bar they go to the bathroom and I get to find it later. So.
Yeah, and all the cut lines on the back of the toilet.
No, just the extra residue that they don't
Yeah.
fucking clean up. So
So that was my week. That was interesting. So
Call me next time.
I'll save it for you. I
Do
probably
that
have
thing
a-
where you rub it on your gums like the old cops used to.
Right.
Can you believe that? You watch those shows? Guy like, what is this? Yeah, that's fentanyl. It's like, what the hell?
Right.
Can you believe that?
So tonight's show, we'll do good, bad, and the ugly like I always do. We'll also do a little bit. We'll talk about the NBA playoffs, some NFL, NBA coaching hires, also some other things that came out this week in the sports world. Some news. So we'll start out with good, bad, and the ugly. Tim, you can start if
Okay.
you'd like, and you can start with whatever you want.
All right, I'm going to start with the good, just because we watched Marcus Stroman pitch hell of a game today.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, complete
Keep bringing
game,
it up.
1 hitter, 8 Ks, 1 walk. So my good with him is it was leaked that Marcus would like to stay with the Cubs and sign an extension.
Nice.
So he said he really likes the city, likes the fans, he likes the organization. So that's my good, that Marcus wants to stay instead of get traded.
Sign him up and grab another guy. Go with him.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, the only reason I don't like that is because I dropped him 2 weeks ago in fantasy because I had to make a move. I didn't want to,
Right.
and now he's thrown 2 gems right in a row. So no, I like Stroman. I mean, he was a little over the top with his stupid bandanas a couple years ago, just pissing people off. It's stupid
what?
shit. But yeah, exactly. If
You know what?
you know what, when you win games and do what you're supposed to do on the field,
Right.
it's more colorful then.
Well, I mean, we need more characters in sports.
yeah, I
you what
know.
I mean, like, it's not, I don't think what he's doing is disrespectful. He's just
Right.
being an individual. So, that's
I
why
agree.
Yeah.
But when you're winning and you can back it up, that's a completely
Absolutely.
different than some of these guys that are just
Right.
annoying.
Right. Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my good.
Okay. You're good. Glenn, you got
Mine is Liam Hendricks returning to the White Sox this week.
Nice.
Yeah,
That was on
very
my
good.
list too. Yeah.
Mhm.
Very good.
Yeah, and just the outpour of support, not just from the team and the fans, but the league in general.
Right.
now get us some saves so we can trade you.
So what kind of cancer did he have?
Non-Hodgkin's
yeah.
Lymphoma. Okay.
Yeah.
That one's usually a pretty, I wouldn't say curable, but I mean, I had a friend that came back from that.
Yeah, pretty high.
Isn't that
Yeah.
what's the name had? The hockey player, Mario Lemieux.
I think so.
Could be.
I think so. He had the same thing.
He had something similar at least.
Yeah. Ed, good.
Mine's Steve Stricker. Wins his 2nd straight senior major, and his teenage daughter Izzy caddied for him in the
Yes.
second one.
Yeah.
Nice.
So she was, I think, state champion in Wisconsin for
Yes.
girls high school.
Yes.
And I forget what they had almost like a bet type thing going or something, and then he took her along as his caddy.
Yeah. She won the state. That
Is
he-
that that
that's
was the bet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then,
No, I think if she made it to state, then she would.
and
get the
she, I
caddy.
think she's only a sophomore.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then at the second daughter too, did the other one win state? Like they have like 3 state titles between the 3 daughters.
It
Or
could-
the 3 of them. I should
It would make
say.
sense. He's got his own golf course in Madison.
Oh
you
yeah.
know?
And he could probably coach him a little bit. I'm guessing he knows the game a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
It helps. I mean, and probably, genetics and other things. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of factors, but having your own golf course and this guy led the Ryder Cup to the greatest victory ever, this year or last year. I mean,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'm sorry. My good is this how Predrag? Is how you pronounce his name? Predrag Harrington?
I think so.
Is that he looks like
Right.
that?
Padraig.
Yeah.
I
So
don't know.
Harrington, he was in the dog fight with Steve Stricker at the men's or the senior open, US Open. And he hits a guy with a drive in the head, like on a 16th or 15th hole. And the guy is laying on the ground, like literally like you make a joke laying next to a ball, someone hit you.
Right.
The guy went
He was
down.
legit,
Yeah,
yeah.
he was an older gentleman. And when Harrington comes, it's a second. After he hits a second shot, he signs a glove for the guy. Then he goes ask if his wife is here, and he goes, "Well, she's up in the clubhouse. You can hear the microphone speaking up." And I think he says something to the effect, "Well, here, take her to dinner," and gave him like $200. Pulls his wallet out,
Right.
and it's like a wad of cash. There's a 50 and a bunch of 20s.
He's
Oh.
carrying cash on
Yeah.
the course.
You know why?
No.
right? So one of the courses I golf in Nashville is Gaylord Springs, and it used to be a stop.
Great hotel.
Yeah, well, it used to be a tour stop for the senior tour.
Mhm.
So there's like the 8th hole is a par 3, like 140-yard par 3, but the back of it is like the bluffs in lacrosse. It's like sheetrock straight up, like 30 feet. So all these guys that weren't in contention,
Oh yeah, they
would bet. You know, the starter would tell us these stories, like these guys would bet like $1,500, like closest to pin, off
Yeah.
the wall.
they're racking them off the rock face.
Yeah, he said that the most money that he's seen these guys bet was like $10,000. You know, so it doesn't surprise me that these guys are carrying that much cash with them on that
It's just-
final day. So yeah.
Cash and tampons, I guess.
Yeah. Depends.
Yeah, but he pulled his wallet out and he gave him $250 I saw a 50 and a bunch of 20s, so
Nice.
it was up there. So
At the Gaylord, the 17th hole is in the atrium.
yeah,
And it's a
so-
par 4. That atrium's
dog leg
huge.
left
Dude, that atrium's
around the
huge.
bar. So you're good? Oh, bad. You're bad.
I'm gonna go wrestling for my bad. So I don't know if anyone is an AEW fan, but Jade Cargill, which is the TBS champion, she's a woman wrestler. They just had AEW had their pay-per-view this weekend called Double or Nothing. So she won her 60th match. She was 60-0 with this title defense, and the storyline was her manager after the 60th win issued an open challenge. And then Chris Statlander, she's very talented wrestler for AEW as well, had just come back for being a year off for tearing her ACL, came in and beat Jade and diminished, the 60-0 streak. So, my bad is that, that this awesome thing going with Jade, and they just pretty much shit the bed with the storyline for it to have.
You never know what could happen in an athletic
Oh
match.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So just
anybody can win on any given day, Timmy.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but just a little disappointing. That's all. They could have rode this for a while and just decided to shit it after a monumental victory.
Think of all the girls out there looking up to her, heartbroken now.
Yeah.
Like, what girls can lose?
Right. So yeah, that's my bad. I'm gonna go wrestling.
I like that story.
I have a couple. So my bad. I'll go with the Jets. A day after Ty Johnson, their running back, reported that he tore his pec working out for them, they dropped him. And this is after they encouraged him to go get surgery on it.
That's right.
And this is the second time it's happened to Johnson. It happened with the San Francisco 49ers as well. So I to me, it's bad business. I mean, he's working out to make himself a better player for you, but because it wasn't considered team activities,
Right.
they dropped him.
Yeah. Don't they have a couple of other issues too? Was there another player that accused them of pretty much the same thing, like having like a non-necessary surgery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the player's name, but he's in Seattle now. I
Is
think
he?
he reached out to him. Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't want to say the word, but it almost is like indentured servitude type thing.
Okay, Kaepernick.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
there's no
seriously.
guaranteed contracts. I mean, basically, like,
Yeah, it's,
you know what I mean?
It's crazy though for these guys. Everybody always sees the Aaron Rodgers and the
Right.
Whoever these top guys, Saquon Barkley,
Right.
whatever. But they don't see those guys that are fighting in that 50 to 60 range trying to make the team.
Absolutely.
That there's like no
there's
no leeway.
No.
And if you you pull a muscle, even though they told you to try and go over the top,
and I'm sure he was
they just dump you like trash.
Right. I'm sure he was doing like a team recommended weight
for
program.
sure.
Yeah. So.
Meanwhile, Christian Watson's running up in Door County barefoot across the grass, racing Simone Biles.
Yeah, on their day, stop. It's on a day off. Like, who fucking cares? They're
What
not-
happens if he would have caught his foot on that concrete he had across?
All right. So what if he's like walking through Door County and some drunk hits him? So what's the difference?
Yeah,
because he was in Door County on his day off.
No, because Simone Biles almost beat him.
Yeah, well, Simone Biles. I mean, hey, I'd love to beat me.
I'm just saying, if if he gets injured, even though it's off of football, it's not a football injury. He's staying because he's a top pick, and
sure.
Those guys at the bottom though are really.
I absolutely agree. Yeah.
It's tough, man.
Yeah, they got away with only paying him $250,000 out of his like $1.5 million contract.
That's what he had, a 1.5.
Yeah, 250 was gallon.
So he's probably. I bet he's got insurance too. Those guys are usually insured for injuries.
Yeah.
I don't know if they get workers' comp.
I'm
or
sure
whatever.
someone else will pick him up. He's a talented player. So
Yeah, what did we, Detroit
Did it?
previously?
Oh,
yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah.
My bad is ESPN's Tom Hart at the SEC baseball game. Did you see this one?
No.
Dude, this is ridiculous. Now, I'm going to quote directly what Tom Hart said at the game. He says,
Oh,
censored. So he has a slip
the
up.
hot dog comes across the screen like the old drive-in theater just now. Jumps in the bun. And
What's the one on The Simpsons that would show like, and then it's like a cuckoo clock or
Yeah,
something?
yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So he says, talking about like you can't go back to the old day. He goes, you can't turn the black cock back. I mean the clock. That's what he said. And he's like, okay, you can't turn the clock back. It was great.
Little slip of the tongue.
But it was great. I mean, to me, it's hilarious. I don't see how it's even offensive, but it was, yeah, it's all over. That's viral. So who knows if he's going to get fired? But that one, to me, that's not bad. It's just offensive to, I guess, I don't know.
Well, we talked about the AIDS announcer a few weeks ago, and he did get fired.
Yeah, but he
after all that.
I mean, honestly,
Yeah,
he said an N bomb
Yeah.
in there, even though he wasn't trying to,
Yeah.
obviously. But
okay, but yeah, just
this is just corny.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so my bad is NBC a couple nights ago in the at the Memorial Cup this weekend in Canada. It's a hockey title. I believe it's the league is the OHL. Is that possible?
Yes.
OHL.
Yep.
So just like in the United States, when a Canadian team visits, we sing the Canadian national anthem, and then we do ours.
Yeah.
Well, in Canada, it was an American team there, so they did the same thing. The respect of us, so they did the national anthem for the United States first. But the person singing the song at the end changed the words on Memorial Day weekend. The last few words to "Home of Us All" instead of "Home of the Brave."
Oh, Jesus. All lives matter.
So yes, because it was inclusivity, because everybody. And then
Oh,
I'm gonna
laws.
I'm gonna read what the Chief from Barstool Sports. I mean, know this guy. He's a writer for Barstool Sports. I'm gonna read what he wrote. It's pretty good. And this is what he said.
Right.
I didn't say it. And the home of us all. The fuck was that? I've done some digging, searched on both Twitter and Google, and I can't find a statement about what happened here. I can understand feeling nervous, singing, and getting a lyric or two wrong. Can happen to the best of us. This, though, feels intentional. You don't get the whole song right only to change up the last two words. Two words that change the song in order to make it more inclusive. Home of us all instead of home of the brave. I will say there's a ton of giant fucking pussies in this country who might hear the lyric home of the brave and feel left out. Probably feel like it's not even their country. Thankfully, they had a brave Canadian willing to stand up for all the pussies in the different country and change the lyrics so the Americans properly recognize their soft underbelly of population. An absolutely absurd move if this was intentional on Memorial Day weekend, no less. So that's what he wrote, and I agree 100% with that.
Absolutely.
And where did this take place? Was this
in Canada?
This in Canada.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. So I think next time in America we should change their lyrics, see how they like it.
Right.
But I'll write them.
Right.
Or just not sing it.
Yeah.
There you go.
On Boxer Day.
On Boxer.
Yeah.
And at the end, go, what the fuck is Boxer Day?
Yeah, exactly.
And their Thanksgiving's like 2 weeks later.
Who eats turkey in December?
Weirdos.
That's ham
I was
time.
gonna say, yeah. There's usually
Right.
enough left over.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
a mouse in my turkey there, eh?
Yeah.
So that was my bad. So ugly, Tim.
All right. My ugly is Scotty fucking Pippen.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Brutal.
This fucker.
He goes, this fucker. That's what he says.
What
That's a quote.
calls Michael Jordan horrible to play with? He was on Stacey King's podcast and talking about how horrible Jordan was before he got there, and how, because of the great Scottie Pippen, how they won championships, gold medals, et cetera, et cetera. Well, what the fuck did you do without Jordan, Scotty?
Sat on the bench and let Tony Kukoc win a game for you.
Exactly. Yeah. So, that's my ugly. Like, I'm sure Pippen's pretty pissed that Jordan's kid's railing his ex-wife, so he can kick a bag of rocks.
That's true?
Yeah.
Jesus, these guys need to get out and meet more people.
Yeah. Laura Pippen is a relationship with Jordan's son, Marcus. and she stars on the reality show Real Housewives of Miami. So, good for her.
I saw that this week. I just don't. Here's the problem with the whole thing. What bothers me is that, and I firmly believe receivers help quarterbacks in the NFL, but it's the same thing as if, like, do you hear guys like Jerry Rice or John Taylor ever saying that without me, Montana, they work together. They were a team. And Joe Montana, to be honest, Jerry Rice is probably have higher regard than Joe Montana if you think big picture, but still, Joe Montana was great. But you got to understand, Scotty, you were a top 50 player because of Michael Jordan. I don't know if you've been top 50 without him. I could be wrong.
Right. Well, you wouldn't have won one title without Steve Kerr. You wouldn't have won one title without Paxson, Judd Buechler. You won
the great Aussie, Luke Longley.
Well, Ron Harper.
And Ron Harper was a great defender in his career.
So, I mean, it's unbelievable that you can't show a little bit more gratitude for, Scottie Pippen wouldn't be Scottie Pippen.
Just stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Just stop and just do like the 85 Bears and keep taking your tour until the team wins again. Seriously.
Right.
I'm not a big fan of the 85 Bears doing that, but you know what I mean? Keep living off the
72
being
Dolphins. They keep doing it.
Keep living off being the greatest team of your time.
Right.
And living off it and going and doing the shake hands and kissy babies tour and getting free drinks and dinners at the bars. Why do you gotta be nobody likes you?
Right.
You're making the town of Chicago hate you.
Right. And then, he ring chased where he went to Portland, he went to Houston, and what I mean? Like fuck.
And he didn't win one without him.
Right, exactly.
He wasn't so great that he went somewhere else.
Right.
I saw this today, and the greatest thing about the Michael Jordan thing, Michael Jordan, which you probably know, he scored 97 points in 2 games when he was 41 years old.
Yeah.
He had a 56-point game and a 41-point game.
41.
He was 41 in Washington. He walked over to Steve. His coach at the time was Doug Collins in Washington. He walked over and goes, "See, I told you I could still play."
Yeah.
56 and 41 points when he's 41 years old.
Right.
And that was a time when you didn't have all the
Yeah.
We didn't have all the they have so much their training, and they got so much specialty guys that work on you and rub your legs and do the muscles and training programs. They don't have that back then. This is LeBron. I give LeBron credit. I will say one thing. The guy's in great shape for a 38-year-old man to be able to put him on the court. I don't care if he can't jump as high anymore or whatever we're talking about. He's still one of the top 10 players in the NBA right now at 38 years old. I mean,
this is being recorded, right? You're giving LeBron credit.
I
He's
do.
still a good player.
Yeah. I don't have to.
He's a horrible person.
I don't hate him. I just dislike the way he acts in his game. Everything's about him all the time. And
that
the
was
Jokic thing the other day.
Yeah, that was
my ugly. It's gonna be my ugly actually. Yeah. So I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, Jordan changed that. He had Tim Grover who helped him.
Yep. And made Ron Harper better.
Exactly. All those guys better. So I mean, Jordan introduced that as well. So
So Jordan news as well. His jersey sold for $3 million. His Olympic jersey that he signed. And
by the way, we're gonna have a jersey unveiling tonight.
Yeah.
And
Jordan jersey I bought.
He signed it, personalized it to Karl Malone. And Karl Malone had a jersey from every player that he was on the Olympic team with.
Right.
He sold his entire collection. It's on.
Is he giving it charity? I hope.
No, he's broke.
Golden.
He doesn't do truck driving anymore.
Yeah.
No, he owns a car dealership, and he has the museum in the car dealership. Golden Auctions. There's a Netflix series called The Golden Touch.
If he's not going to donate that, why is he getting rid of those?
Where he went and bought them.
Yeah, it's his money.
He's done. He said he's had his time with them. He's let people come and see him. Now it's time to share it with.
Have you seen that auction show? I can't remember.
It's called The Golden Touch.
Is that the same one?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
that's
one
who
of
he's
the
getting them from?
episodes, the guy goes and buys that entire.
Yeah, I only got to like the 3rd episode. He goes into these places and it's like, come on, sell me some of your stuff. We'll put it up for auction. We'll make millions. Then you can go buy more stuff. It's a pretty good show.
Yeah. Yeah. Ric Flair's in it in one of the episodes.
Woo!
They end up with one of his capes or his robes.
And
he comes in and he authenticates it for him.
Nature Warrior.
Well, Ed had to watch a different show that starts with Golden, but we want to talk about that.
Shower.
Ed, what's your
I didn't need a good.
Yeah, he's got one yet.
Oh, I thought you were doing it bad. That was your.
Ugly.
Oh, that was actually
Ugly.
a good.
We're ugly, right?
Yeah, no, ugly. Are you ugly?
Ugly.
Yeah, ugly.
Mine was Scottie Pippen.
Mine is the incredible train wreck called Ja Morant. The police on Thursday had to go and do a wellness check on him because he on Instagram or whatever social media put "bye" and that's it. So they were worried about him. Had to go do a wellness check on him.
Did anyone see the articles about how his mother's being blamed for his gun possessions?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, there's an article out there. I'll send it. I'll put
She
it
a
on
straw buyer or something?
No, I saw it. I saved it because I think I was walking out the door and I haven't had a chance to read it. So I've seen a couple different articles, but
to call his parents bad parents makes me laugh because to get a kid
Yep.
in the NBA and be able to get this far and get the training and all that and stay out of trouble and get here.
That's a full-time job.
That is any kid. It doesn't matter if he comes from Beverly Hills or
other than somebody like LeBron.
Cabrini Green. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You still got to keep him out of trouble. And every kid gets in stupid situations. It doesn't matter. He got there. So the parent, what do you think they were having gun battles when he was 12 in the backyard or something? What are we talking? I mean, I don't get.
That's why I think the problem is he comes from a pretty good family.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Usher's his dad. Guy was just like him. It's funny.
But he comes from a good family. I think he just wants to. I don't know what these young kids. He wants to be like hard and be part of the whole gang type thing, which I don't get. But I think it's more like who's that guy on Fresh Prince, Carlton?
Yeah,
he's kind of like Carlton, but he wants to be the
smacking
cool guy.
People on stage.
I really do. I think that's what it is, and he gets himself into trouble because he's probably not too bright.
Yeah, I mean, it's just bad situations.
And again, with the guns, he hasn't done anything illegal with a gun yet. But it looks bad for the NBA.
Well, it looks bad
when you're flashing shit in
well,
cars.
It doesn't, I don't blame
it makes
the
you're
NBA
gonna put,
either.
You're going to put somebody in a bad situation.
Yeah,
what's going to happen?
It's not the NBA's problem.
No.
It really isn't. It's his problem. It's his problem big time because now you're on and Memphis.
He's going to piss off some real hard guys eventually.
But Memphis is in a terrible situation now because his contract kicks in this year for his max contract he signed last year kicks in. I'm sure there's some kind of clauses in it that if he does anything, he loses it. But they're in a situation kind of like the Kareem Hunt situation.
Yeah,
he's going to get.
That's the guy.
If you cut him,
Kareem Hunt.
If you get rid of him, John Morant's getting signed by somebody, and Memphis don't get him no more.
Right.
It's just like Kareem Hill got signed by somebody else. These players who, if they're not going to be banned from the league to protect the team that gets rid of them, then the team should not be pressured to get rid of them. My honest opinion. It's still about business, about making money.
Right. I think he's going to be suspended for like 50 games.
We talked about this in one of our, first like 20 episodes or something. And I can't remember what player it was. I think it was a Bears player went to Dallas.
Tank Johnson.
Tank Johnson. Oh, he's a piece of shit. And he had I think it was an AR-15 thing or something.
Well, he had a bunch of guns.
Yeah.
Like they found 10 guns in his
house.
house.
So it's like the Bears have to cut him. And they cut him. And then Dallas picks him. It's like, oh, he's a good guy now.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't get it. Yeah. It's the same fucking guy.
Yeah.
That's because guns are welcomed in Dallas.
Yeah, that's true.
And Tank Johnson.
Good point.
No offense to Tank Johnson didn't hurt. I mean, he was a solid player, but he wasn't.
No, but
wasn't a John Morant caliber guy. That's why.
But we've seen this 50 times. This is not. That's not the. That was just. I remember we were talking about this on a show years ago.
He had a collection of guns. It wasn't like he was on a social media site brandishing a gun.
Yeah,
twice.
And he was in Illinois, which is illegal to have them.
What I'm going to say is
they weren't registered. And that was his own fault.
Ja's going to have a problem. Is he's going to piss off some real guy that does have a gun and willing to use it.
He's already pissed off gang members, so they're like,
because he wants to be a tough.
Exactly.
You know what he reminds me of? Tyler Hero.
Oh boy.
With these stupid outfits he's wearing, that should be an ugly too.
Yeah.
But I mean, same thing. He's trying to be like something he's not for. I don't know what it's for social media.
I don't know. Have you seen Zion Williamson all year sitting on the bench? Shoot.
Whatever happened to that guy?
Well,
he doesn't dress like a gym teacher.
So
I don't even know. I haven't seen him.
Yeah.
I played fantasy basketball. I don't remember him playing.
His outfits are probably like right above Tyler Hero. So
Did you find the article on Ja's?
I did, yeah. So
yeah, it's not gun related. It's just more behavioral related.
Right. There was an incident this summer where she got in an argument in a mall with a shoe store, and that's been reported. So,
haven't we all?
And then of course, John and his posse show up to the mall, and that was one of the incidents as well where he threatened the shoe employee.
We chased the kid to where he had to lock himself into the store.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So,
him and
that's
eight other guys.
Right.
8 guys because your mom got pissed off buying shoes.
Right.
Yeah. And this is the thing that they falter on though, as the NBA. They should have been when that got reported. Something should happen there. They threatened someone's life basically. You don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, I don't know.
Why is the NBA not get your ass over there? You apologize publicly and this stuff. They don't though.
And was that reported when it happened? That stuff.
Once the first gun incident came out when he was
so this came out then.
Right.
Okay. Well. Yeah.
It's like when you find a guy, it's like, oh, he's a rapist. And then like 25 people like, he raped me too.
Right.
And it happens. I mean, some people don't want to talk out,
Again, we've talked about this before. He needs to control his circle. It's not his parents, it's him.
You're a grown man.
Exactly.
Man, how old is he? 23? 24?
Yeah, he'll be 20. I want to say it'll be 24 next season. So
Back in my day, you'd already been to World War II and back, and already had 3 kids by that point.
Shit.
You'd
how
killed
old
a
are
few
you?
men.
Well, he does like Rich Little.
I was
So.
gonna
It is crazy though. Back in those days, in the 40s and 50s, you had already went to war, come back, and had a family at 24.
right, working a full time,
Working in
job
a
for 5
factory,
years.
in a foundry.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
did. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know. That's
Yeah.
Glenn's a perfect example.
Yeah.
I thank you for your service, Glenn.
yes, thank you.
Wrong day.
Yeah, he's alive still.
No, that's right.
No, it's not just dead. You can memorialize people that
No,
are
I
still.
thought it was just people that passed away during the
For
war.
for today, Memorial Day is about those that passed.
I'm thinking of November 11th.
Veterans Day.
Yeah,
Okay, Veterans Day. Well, you should honor the veterans every day. Every day should be Veterans Day.
Absolutely.
Seriously.
Well,
It's the home of us all.
Yeah. Jesus fucking Christ.
we have
Jesus.
months for everything.
You caught me like
I know what the next T-shirt's going to be.
it was like I got cold cocked on that one.
Home of us all.
Yeah.
Who the fuck?
Fuck, right.
That's what you're saying.
On the back.
Oh,
Wear it to send it to Canada. Just
Yeah.
post it. Just send T-shirts to Canada.
Right.
Do you think
No.
Corneliuson's gonna say something like that?
No. Greatest national anthem ever.
Greatest
Yes.
Hands
against
down.
Seattle.
Against anybody. Well,
That
Seattle.
one when we were at the Seattle
Yeah,
game was
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
I had tears.
Nice.
Yeah. And that was from the jalapenos. But
Yeah, and the national anthem I was cheering.
yeah. So you're ugly.
Let's see. I'm gonna do the high school baseball team in New York. Did you see this?
Yeah, I heard about it. Yep.
So they lose their sectional final on a walk-off drop third strike. Did you see this too?
I heard it. Heard about it.
So I'm going to try and explain this. So it's a little difficult because when you start reading the tweets, people are oblivious to the rules. They're like, "That's an obscure rule." It's not. It happens 5 times a game in high school level.
Mm-hmm.
Runners on first and third, 2 outs, 2 strikes on the batter. Pitcher throws a curveball. It wasn't a strike. Umpire calls it a strike, but it was almost down in the dirt. Catcher hits his glove and rolls out like a foot in front of him. Batter takes off for first. Catcher picks it up. The umpire puts his hands up like this, which they're giving kind of like a safe signal, like it's still like it's not
live.
a dead ball, it's
Yep,
a live
yep.
ball. The catcher points at first base that it's occupied, puts the ball in his pocket, runs to the pitching mound, and
Start
starts
celebrating.
dancing with the guy. So all the teams coming in, they don't some of the guys didn't see it. Well, the runner on third comes across to tie the game because it was 4-3. They were down 2 or down 1. The runner from first finally realizes what's going on. He starts taking off. The second baseman screaming like, "Where's the effing ball?" You can see it. The center fielder comes all the way in from center field to cover home plate because there was nobody there. The batter and the guy on first went all the way around the bases while this happened, and the team's 2 players are trying to get it. They can't find the ball. It's in the catcher's back pocket because he wanted a souvenir.
Mm-hmm.
And the coaches come out throwing hats and screaming, and the team won on it.
Because you can't.
They
you
essentially
can't-
sort 3 runs, but 1 didn't
You
count.
can't end anything on a drop third strike.
No, and
It doesn't
the
matter occupied or not. you
Everybody's
can't
like,
end it.
well, the umpire thought he tagged. No, the catcher points to first because he saw a runner. He thought it was occupied base, but it doesn't matter. It's 2 outs.
The umpire would have never went like this.
Right.
The umpire would have just called it. The umpire calls a strike 3, and you pick the ball up, throw it for.
When you
and
read the
keep going.
tweets, you realize how stupid the average fan is.
Yeah. It's
Because
only.
it was
it's
to
only,
me, it was
just,
obvious.
just for that.
Just for exactly.
2005 ALCS. AJ Persinski makes it up first. That's how they beat the Angels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was even like crazy because guys are just running the bases like crazy.
So
It
that's
looked-
how
it
the
looked
game.
like-
I thought the game can't end in a drop third. Did you say that?
No, the inning
Inning
can't
can't.
end.
Okay.
Now, if there's no outs, 1 out, occupied enough first, you don't have to throw it down.
Okay.
Because what happens is then you're giving an advantage. You can, if you dropped and you throw it down, a guy could score from behind, and
Gotcha.
that
Yeah.
that's why they do it, I think. But
The team on base would have an advantage.
the inning
then.
can't end. So what the catcher should have done, usually, yeah, you should have thrown on the first.
Right.
That's what he should.
Right.
Normal play. To be honest, he should have thrown on there just say
right.
when he picked the ball up, he
Well,
should have.
He went. It looked
yeah.
like he was going to just tag him, but then he pointed down to
Yeah.
first, which everybody misses that. When I watch this video, I watch it like 10 times. He points to first that it's occupied. And then after he starts running to the pitcher to jump and hug and jump, like it was like Raleigh Fingers and Ted Simmons,
Right.
like catch.
Yeah.
You watch the runner take off from first because he finally realized it's a
What's going
drop
on.
third. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the batter I can think because the batter was running. I was like, go, 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 go,
And I learned that just from coaching baseball. You learn that because that's
But
you teach the kids.
You
that.
read this and they're like, "Oh, it's an obscure rule." It's
No,
not
it's
obscure.
not obscure.
That's common in high school baseball. Catchers, there's drop third strikes constantly.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Watch Little League. The ball hits the backstop on half the pitches, you know. But there is no drop third in Little League, is there?
Yes.
The 12-year-old there is.
They change all of it now.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
You can steal home and stuff. They were stealing home. They changed it when
Yeah,
9 and 10-year-olds can do it still now.
That's ridiculous.
You can steal home. You can no. You could still. There's drop thirds on, and I think there's 9 and 10-year-old too now. I think it's every league they do it in.
Yeah, that's ridiculous for that level.
Because just as many teams that don't have pitchers, it's harder to find a catcher.
Well, and the thing is, your pitchers can only throw 2 innings now, or whatever it is. So you're throwing guys out
But
there.
you can't find a kid to catch. It's
I
hard,
know.
and then hard enough to get him to catch and just play catcher.
And then you got 2 or 3 pitchers he's got to catch that are bouncing the ball or hitting the top of the backstop.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. So that was my ugly.
That's a good one.
So my ugly was kind of on LeBron a couple weeks ago after the series ended. Well, first is him not talking about retirement after taking away from the Nuggets winning and
after getting his ass kicked.
And then also taking away from people not be able to question why you got swept.
Right.
But the flip side of it, then they asked about Jokic, and his comment was, I'll paraphrase, I don't know exactly, but I don't have to say he's one of the greatest. He's a great player, and basically he said he's like me. That's what he basically said. Players like me and blah blah. It's like, okay, it's not
How many MVPs has LeBron won? 3 or 4?
How many back-to-back MVPs has he won?
He's won a few. I can't remember how many MVPs LeBron's won. 4, I'd say.
I think so. That sounds about right.
Yeah. I mean, he had to win a few back when in his first 5-10 years.
Yeah, in his prime.
He had to have. Well, I know he's won less than Jordan. I think it's 4 because I think Jordan has 6. And I know that's the big comparison all the
He
time.
has 4.
Okay.
4,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And I think Jordan has 6, right?
Kobe's got 4, right?
Kobe, I think he has 4, yeah.
I mean, Giannis could have easily had 3, but they got, somebody else has got to win it. And that's when Jokic won.
Kobe's
And
got
now
2.
He's got 2.
Jokic could easily have 3 this year.
He should have had 3 because the only reason why
I
Embiid fucking bitched about how he doesn't get any respect and blah blah blah.
And then he pulls that shit at the end of the season.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why he doesn't get respect.
Yeah, James and I can't do it on our own.
Yeah. Badmouth John Paxson and Steve Kerr down there on the end of the bench.
It didn't help that what's his name from ESPN, which don't know if it's swayed
Stephen A.
people.
Smith, I'm guessing.
No, it was the other guy. Not Kendrick Perkins. Was
Kendrick
it?
Perkins.
Perkins went on a
Yeah.
rant about they're being racist by not giving it to they're giving it to the white guys winging it as racist.
Right.
But
because Giannis is white.
But like the last
numbers don't mean anything.
X amount of years, it's a poor argument.
How many of the that's just a stupid argument because it's not real.
Right.
In this day and age, people are not going, I ain't giving it to the black guy. It ain't happening.
So the last white guy to get it was Andre Iguodala. Is he white?
No, he's
all right.
He's real black.
Then it was Dirk, 2011.
Yeah. But all the white guys, or even Giannis,
Iguodala was the MVP of the league.
Yeah, 2015.
Yeah, he had a great season that year.
Was that
Sixers, right?
Golden State?
Sixers or Denver, one of the
Golden
two.
State.
Oh yeah,
Ah.
Golden State.
Oh, you sure it wasn't
No, he had a great year at Golden State that one year.
with Curry? Oh, before Curry got there.
Yeah.
No.
Dirk was the last white guy since Joe Dumars in '89.
No, Dumars was black.
Oh, why am I thinking? I'm sorry. I was thinking somebody else.
But if you look, how many foreigners? I'm going to say
All right,
foreigners
Larry
now.
Bird in '86.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Iguodala won it in 2015 with the Golden State Warriors.
11. Wasn't it 11?
2015
Oh, 15, yeah.
League MVP or Finals MVP?
finals.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Yeah, because that was
Yeah.
He was a great
He won
all-around player, though.
Yeah, league MVP. Yeah, that's the one we're looking at.
He was like not a triple-double, but close all the time.
But Dirk would have been MVP, I'm guessing.
2011 when they won it.
Yeah, that might have been the last time, though. You're right. This movie looks hilarious.
Yeah.
Let me see.
So
that movie looks hilarious.
almost, if you're looking, all the top players are almost, I'm going to say foreign.
No,
but
yeah.
Giannis,
Jokic?
Jokic, Embiid, and the Dallas guy.
Doncic.
Yeah, Doncic. Yeah.
Yeah, Embiid's foreign. We all forget that. He's
So the
he's-
top 4 guys essentially are all foreign.
Right.
It's crazy. And then, but they'll bring up color for like, oh, Embiid, he's foreign too.
Right.
So's Giannis.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. Basketball is probably the most rounded sport of bringing people in from everywhere.
Yeah.
And they have been for 20 years.
We're gonna have the next superstar is gonna be from France next year.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So another one. I mean, and then they're gonna. I don't know. Just to bitch about the color of the guy's skin is.
You looked it up,
ridiculous.
Glenn? The last MVP?
Yeah. The last 3 were white.
Well, yeah, because you had
because Jokic. Jokic, however you say his name.
Jokic, then Embiid. Yeah.
Yep.
And then,
then
but
Giannis,
before
Giannis.
that, it was
Bird.
Bird was the one before. Dirk never won it.
Oh, sorry, 07. I missed him. Went over.
Right.
Oh, Dirk in 07. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Nash won a couple, didn't
Nash
he?
won back to back.
Yeah, but Nash won it like
05, 06.
Yeah, before that.
Right.
And he's 4-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he's
is Dirk.
Canadian.
So's Dirk.
Dirk's
Right.
German.
Yeah. So I mean, these guys are all foreign.
Yeah, well,
It's crazy.
Right.
I mean,
because they're taught fundamentals at a young age. I mean, you look at there was a great. I wish I remember what podcast it was, but they talked about Jokic, where the basketball academy in Serbia, I want to say, everybody does the same drills. Even if you're like 6'10", 5'2", you do all the point guard drills, you do all the rebounding drills, so they're all well rounded. They know every skill. So I mean, that's why you see like a lot of the reason why the talent gap has come, because they're taught everything. And there's no AAU. There's no. It's team basketball. It's not.
yeah. You're being put in the thing, and you're just playing each other at the end.
Right.
You all show up, and you get broken into teams and play that weekend or
Right.
whatever. Or you get taught before you play.
Yeah.
you look in there. Tim Duncan's in there too.
Yeah. Tim Duncan. Yeah.
So I mean,
Virgin Islands.
Yep, Virgin
Yeah.
Islands.
so you got to imagine. I mean, what year is that? So since about just say 2000.
Right.
There's probably more than half have been foreigners
Oh, for sure.
for MVP.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. No, not really. It's an international game now.
Now it is, yeah.
Right. Thank
And you look at baseball. I mean, how
thank
many?
the Dream Team for that.
Yeah,
Really.
it's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's no different than Tiger Woods with golf. Once he got in there, you got all these young kids coming out of
Yeah.
the woodwork that probably would have played football or baseball or something else. Now we're all golfing.
Yeah.
No,
George
let's be
Spieth
honest.
would have been a great quarterback.
I was gonna say golfers were not gonna play football.
Huh? Kepka was a hockey player.
Yeah.
So they're out. I mean, those guys are athletes.
Yeah, they're still handling a stick though.
We needed a word of the day.
Handling a stick.
You guys yell good.
So since we're on the subject of foreigners, I had
Whoa.
I had another bad
Build the wall.
that I was gonna bring up. Probably one of the fringe sports, UFC, but they have a bunch of Russian fighters that three of the top Russian fighters in the league, they all have titles, are seen in a video with this Czech almost like a dictator in his video, his like promotional video, shooting these guns and hanging out with the military. So I just kind of had a question, like at this stage, should these sports be, I don't want to say banning because it's not fair to the athletes, but should there be restrictions on Russian related athletes, especially in combat sports?
No.
I don't.
Because I mean, would we stop Yao Ming from playing, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But because that's what the article was kind of leading towards is they should be putting sanctions on these fighters and not letting them fight. But I think that this case where they were in that video takes it one step further, where they're almost endorsing. It's
right,
like
right.
You know, they try to keep politics out of it. They got mad when some guy said, you know, Trump was the best president ever, you know, in the ring. You know, they kind of came down on that guy. But
I just think when you're going to start using sports as, you know, a geopolitical weapon, I mean, you could have went back
like Live Golf.
Yeah, you could go back and say, well, the United States shouldn't be fighting in Afghanistan, so we should ban all their players from playing in the French Open and
right,
you know, whatever. You know, it all depends whatever side you're on. Seriously. But
I mean,
Russia's bad now, but if you're in Russia, you're probably like, oh, the U.S. is bad, you know?
Yeah, I mean, are you going to restrict like who you're friends with, like in that aspect? But I understand where they're coming from because what's happening in the Ukraine, and yeah, I kind of agree with it. Like, you know, if you're out with
a dictator, or something, yeah.
Right?
Because the situation now goes beyond politics, right? It's more of humanitarian issues,
right?
Right. So it's not just because he's from China, Yao Ming, that we're going to ban him, but because he's supporting, like I said in this video, supporting this group that is conducting these humanitarian atrocities.
Right.
Then do we take it to that next step?
What will we do with the guy, the Turkish guy that used to play for the Celtics?
Enes Kanter.
Freedom.
Because he's anti-Turkey.
Yeah, you know, he can't
because some people are in support of Turkey.
Right. He can't leave the country basically.
Right,
because he can't go to Canada because that extradition to Turkey.
There's a hit on his on him for saying bad stuff about the country.
Good for him for standing up against his country,
agree.
You know, but
Andrew Bogut's another one that talks out against political stuff like that.
In Australia.
Yeah, and against China especially.
Right.
I mean, I don't.
I mean, the UFC again is a professional league, and it's a privilege for those guys to make a living from them. So I mean, if they feel like it's necessary to strip the titles or fine them, I don't have an issue with it.
To mine, it's more of I would say it's a bad look for the league.
Absolutely.
So you're kind of, I mean, under your contract, it's no different than football, like getting into these, like the John Moran, similar.
Right.
He didn't break any laws, just really bad luck.
Right.
So I mean, yeah, I mean, if it's bad for the UFC, I mean, you got to look what's best for your product.
Exactly.
Yeah. And Dana White's all about money.
Oh, absolutely.
If it was going to hurt the bottom line,
yeah,
he would not do it.
Yeah.
I mean, for him, he's got to almost go, okay, guys, you guys got to, we can't be seen with, Hitler over here or whoever.
Yeah.
I don't know the guy's name.
This guy's been in the crowd during live events too, and these Russian fighters are going up to him after the match and everything.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. What country is this again?
Chechnya.
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 Yeah, I'm terrible at pronunciation of that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably not good. I mean, I don't know the whole situation, but
Right.
again, it's all about your product.
Right.
I mean,
and Dana White's very controlling about what happened. Yeah.
You know what this reminds me of? It's very similar when we were younger. You remember when the Iron Sheik was in Iran was, all in the news. They had our soldiers over there for 444 days. Same thing, they put the they took away the iron.
Yeah.
They took away the claw. It's funny. You ever hear the interviews with that guy? That guy loved to party.
You should read him on Twitter these days.
Oh,
man.
dude, he's
It's
crazy.
fucking
We
great.
did it
Which
for
one?
Yeah.
Sheik or
The
Iron
Sheik.
Sheik, yeah. He holds no punches. Literally.
Ooh, that's a new game we should do on the show.
What's that?
Everybody find a tweet and read it. We got to guess who it is.
Yes.
We'll give you 3 choices. You got to get 3 names and who wrote this tweet this week.
Yes.
Every week you pick one tweet and go, who wrote this tweet?
Yeah.
And you say, name it, and you read it.
Right.
So you got to prepare and find a
All
tweet
right.
during the week and go, okay, I'm going to read this one. It's going to say this. Who said this?
Okay.
A, B, or C.
Who said this is the name of the segment.
or
yeah.
what the tweet?
Yeah.
What
You want
the
the tweet? What the tweet?
What the tweet?
That's great.
Winner.
So yeah, we can start that up. I'll let those. Yeah, that's a good
Cool.
one. What the tweet?
I'm actually-
Oh, we're gonna need a theme song for that if it goes over well.
What the tweet?
I don't know if we can say tweet.
By the way, I can't wait to see the Barbie movie.
I can't.
Just for Margot Robbie.
God,
Come
this
on.
looks so dumb.
Of course it does.
Oh my god.
Jeez, you guys.
Well, she's in Superstore. That's a great show.
How old is she's an old lady now, isn't she?
Will Ferrell.
He's in every movie.
Yeah.
Oh, did you hear that he's playing? Oh, I think someone we tweeted
Madden.
it.
Yep.
He's gonna be Madden. We didn't
Boo.
tweet it.
Really?
Boo.
Until John
John
C.
C.
Riley
Riley
takes his
should-
job.
He should be John Madden. He'd
That's
be
what I
way
meant
better.
because he took the Laker one from him.
know.
Remember that?
That's why I said. And then Rich Little should do it because he's the only imitator.
Oh yeah, Rich Little. Yeah, that's where it came
We
up.
need somebody that can imitate John Madden like
How
Rich Little.
old are you?
Well, Margot's 32.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, that old, huh? That old bag.
Too old for you?
Oh, way too old.
She's
Like
out of high
twice as
school.
old. Jesus Christ. Hey, 16's legal in Indiana.
But
I check all the extradition laws on my when I
Right.
drive to Nashville.
Well, I was wondering what happened to Willie's white van.
Had
Parked
bought
under,
it.
parked under a windmill. Turbine.
Free candy, puppies, and
Tacos.
and free tacos. Okay,
That's how he got me.
I know. It's like 4 fat bald guys hanging around the truck. Hey, mister, I thought you had free tacos.
The horn sounds like this. Anyway,
And then
so
the problem is he tried to pick up a bunch of girls. He just left them.
yeah, I didn't pick him up.
Didn't answer his phone.
Yeah, they went to the bathroom and he just left.
Yep.
Lost in the bushes 20 minutes later.
Oh, my phone was in the bushes.
Yeah, you're about a 10-minute drive from home. What happened in those 10 minutes when I was calling you? The bushes came to you? Or?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. If you lose your phone in the bushes, you probably shouldn't have fucking drove home. In the middle of the night. 1 a.m, your phone's in the bushes in the yard somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been pretty mangled and I've never lost my
I
phone
don't
in
know.
the
It depends.
bushes.
Was it Sophia?
Took me a second.
Ding. So the NBA playoffs, you got the Heat and Celtics in a game 7 this evening. So by the time you listen to us, we'll have figured out who's in the finals. Right now, Denver's already made it in their sweep last week after our show. So right now, what do you guys think? Miami or Boston is going to finish this up? We all were pretty much high on Miami last week. And after last night's game, Saturday night's game,
which was awesome,
incredible letdown for the Heat, having the game wrapped up. And if you watch the replay of the last play, and if you didn't see it, Butler took 3 free throws with 3 seconds left, made them all, took a 1-point lead from Miami. Boston gets an inbound play. Marcus Smart takes a 3, misses it, but Derek White tips it in just before the buzzer. And if you watch the replay, it's like everybody kind of stood around thinking that his shot was going to be the end. And Bam was standing at the free throw line, not even crashing the board or anything. And he tapped it. It was like there was like 0.2 on the clock when he tipped it in. It wasn't even close.
There were great views of it.
It wasn't even close.
Right.
It wasn't even like when he tapped it in. I was like, that's good.
That's good. Yeah.
You could just tell normal time. And
right.
I mean,
it's funny. The announcers were like, we don't know if that's going to be good. And then they went to the replay and they go, oh, they're going to win.
Yeah, that's game.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was funny because TBS was showing that Miami had won the game. They won the series 4-2. And I'm like, whoa, wait. Like,
yeah,
they haven't called that yet. So
this is going to be a huge letdown for Miami. Obviously, if they lose this series, Boston, can they ride into if they win this Boston? Do you favor them now against Denver?
No, Denver is still the best team in my eyes. So,
well, we thought Boston was better. We thought the Bucks were better. We thought a lot of teams better than the Heat.
Yeah, but
so now Boston's going to beat them and go on. And Boston Boston, obviously, they could lose this game. I think Miami's going to win this game still. I'm still riding that.
Yeah,
but I don't know, man. It's going to be a good series. I think I'd rather see Boston play them. I think it'd be a better series. I think. Because I think Boston's a better defensive team overall than Miami. I just don't think Miami defensively can do anything with.
Who can do anything with Jokic anyway? So
that's me.
Yeah. I mean, I think that Boston better team than Miami, but they've got first-time head coach that's getting outclassed basically. So Malone for Denver, a great coach as well. So it's going to be, whoever they go against, it's going to be a great series because Malone made a lot of adjustments in their series against the Lakers. And I mean, as a basketball junkie, I would like to see Miami and Denver, 2 teams. Well, I mean, Miami's won titles, but I just hate Boston, and their fans, and they cry all the time, we got the best team, we can't do this. We've got second row Joe as the head coach, and it's just I want to see 2 good head coaches, 2 superstars, and
I just want to let you know that was a terrible Boston accent.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Wasn't trying. But, shit. Now I lost my train of thought.
Second row Joe.
I want to see 2 good head coaches. Oh, so I'm not knocking Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I just don't think they're alpha enough to be like a superstar. I think they're great 1A players, but no one's like, give me the fucking ball. Tatum had that great series against the Sixers where he scored 50 and almost a triple double, but what has he done since? Like, those guys disappear for periods at a time. So, I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see Jokic in the finals. Because he averaged a triple double in the Western Conference Finals, and he's breaking all these records. And I just think he's going to lead the way for them. So, because I think he's the best player, and I think he's going to be the catalyst for that team. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I think either way how it plays out. I think a lot of this NBA playoffs. The one thing it's not been what you thought it would be at all. Anytime, even if Boston wins this series, it's not playing out that you thought it would play out.
Right.
I mean, we thought Boston would win 4-1 or 4-2. Thought the Bucks would win 4-1, 4-2 maybe.
Right.
You thought the Sixers would probably beat Boston. We all thought, and they had them on the ropes.
They did,
and they didn't
they
finish them
shit
out.
the
Just
bed
like
well.
Boston's on the ropes in this. And
right.
I mean, if
They're
you're down
playing.
3-0, obviously, I mean, it's not. Doesn't have to be stated, but obviously, I'm going to say it.
Right.
If you're down 3-0 and you're going to be told the day you wake up down 3-0, you're going to play in a game 7. You're going to take it.
Right.
Obviously. I mean,
So
but to come back and for the Heat, I just think last night's game, man, or
Saturday's
Saturdays
game.
was tough because It's not like they got beat. They had the game won.
They're up by 10 with what, 4 minutes left?
And then Miami comes back. They have the game won. A missed 3-pointer right before the buzzer, and you still lose the game.
Right.
It's incredible to me. And they're playing decent right now, but long game, obviously.
Right.
We all know that.
Yeah.
And
Bam's a key for them. He keeps missing shots. They're going to lose. So the question that I have is, if Boston pulls this game out, they're currently down by 9 right now. Boston comes back, greatest comeback ever from 3-0. Is it a disappointment for Miami?
It probably would be now, I think, because they were there and they were going to go to the finals. Because you did go from being an 8-seed underdog to being a team that you were being favored in games down the stretch. It's not like they were still being considered, they can't beat nobody.
Right.
I mean, obviously they had the easiest second round series against the Knicks. I mean,
Easiest?
Well, the Knicks aren't caliber wise as some of these teams they're playing.
No.
They're good though.
But their second best player was hurt.
Yes. And the other thing too about this is I think the NBA has to really go to their meetings if they have meetings and go to the old reseeding in the playoffs, because I don't think
Absolutely.
I think it was a disservice to Philly and Boston,
right,
and fans that to play in the second round,
right,
because that should have been. And this has been. I know Miami's in Game 7 here; they up 3-0, but I mean, most people want to go see. Would have wanted to see Boston
and Philly in the
final. And you know what? If the Heat would have beat one of them there, then more power to it. That's fine. But it's just weird that they don't reseed. It's the strangest thing. Does the hockey reseed?
Yes.
So the only sport doesn't reseed is the NBA
now, right?
Because baseball reseeds too, or do they?
I'm not sure.
Because I know the worst team gets in, plays the number 1 seed.
Right.
Because they have that dumb one playoff game 3.
Yeah, and there's a thing you can't play against a team in your division.
There wouldn't be, because then there's only 4 teams left right away, and then there's 2. So there wouldn't be a reseed.
I don't think you have to in baseball, really.
You only play your same division if like more than one team makes, or more than 2 teams make it. Because I think the one year it happened, I think the Cubs, Brewers, and Cardinals all play in this playoffs that year. And the Cubs got knocked out first, but the Brewers and Cubs had to play each other in the first round.
Right.
So that did happen that year. But it wouldn't happen. You're right, Ed. If they weren't in the same division, that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, I think baseball's.
They have some weird rule, but they have such. After the first round, there's no reseeding needed, I guess. So, but it's weird. The NBA doesn't do that, especially how you're trying to. I mean, you're
supposed to be rewarding the team
that had the better record.
Right.
You played the regular season for a reason. Where the Heat, I mean, nobody in the playoffs is tanking. I don't think, obviously. No. So, but the Heat actually, I don't know. Like I said, though, they could win this game, obviously, and
I was laughing at those 2 dudes yelling at how'd that work out for you?
Yeah. So also NBA wise, 2 new coaching hires. The 76ers today hired Nick Nurse, old Raptor coach. He will be going to see if he can maybe win a Game 7. Unlike Doc Rivers.
Too soon?
I don't know. And then the Bucks hire Adrian Griffin, Toronto Raptors assistant.
Ex-Bulls player.
Yeah, ex-Bull. Yeah.
They got the silver medal.
Yeah, they shared that silver medal.
Nick Nurse took himself out of the running for the Bucks. Did you know that?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Maybe
he didn't want to eat. Oh, and now it should have been my ugly too.
Right.
And my bad. My bad is that I heard that Giannis and Middleton went to dinner with this guy. So that means Middleton's part of this long-term plan, and I don't understand it at all. He's 32, 33 years old.
Right. But
he's not a long-term, and he does not do what you need to win championships.
Right.
I mean, let's just be honest. This year, every time I talk about it, Eric brings out, remember when in Atlanta, how he played well when he was hurt? Okay, great. Right. Did he play well when Giannis was hurt this year against the Heat? No.
Right. I think he was still hurt.
I mean, I can name, we could pick 4 guys playing this game right now. We'd rather have than Giannis easily.
No, then
take Tatum out. Take Tatum out. Middleton, I'm sorry.
Right.
Take Tatum out because that's unfair.
Brown.
Right, I'd take Marcus Smart. I'd be fine with that.
Right.
Because he's a tenacious defender and he can shoot the ball fine. I'd take Bam.
I'd take White.
Yeah, White. And I didn't say Jimmy Butler, so I'd take Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler. Oh, fuck.
And Jimmy Butler could have been.
Would you rather take Tyler Hero?
No, because Hero is just more of a shooter.
Right.
Yeah, but that's
But I guess I take him because Middleton doesn't do anything great. He's a mid-range shooter in a league you need a 3-point shooter.
I'd take Caleb Martin because he can shoot and he plays defense.
Yeah. But my final about this, we were talking about these yesterday. When the day you heard that he signed his 4-year, 5-year, $175 million deal, he thought it was 75. And then when the person corrected and said, no, it was 175, he almost fell off his chair.
Right.
but he goes the same year, I believe, or somewhere around here. You know that Butler signed a way smaller contract than that contract.
Yeah, so he could have players around him.
Yeah, why not go fight for Butler instead?
Right.
I don't get.
Because I think his reputation was tarnished.
Well, I agree. The Minnesota
Yeah.
thing screwed him, and I agree.
Yeah.
He was terrible there. That
was a carry.
Ooh,
Yeah, no such
Ball
thing
was
in
against
the
his
NBA.
body.
But like I said, I mean, this is, I don't know, the Adrian Griffin thing. I have no opinion on the coach. I'm very, when it comes to coaches, I don't have an opinion because you can't tell, unless it was Doc Rivers, we know his track record. And I'm not being mean about that. I'm
No.
just being honest.
It's great though.
Like Scotty
Right.
Brooks, I read up on him and I did want him, but at first,
Right.
but I read also he wasn't great at making adjustments either when he was in
Exactly.
this time. So I was, but we don't know anything about this guy.
Right.
He's
You-
not Nick Nurse. He may
Right.
have Nick Nurse's tendencies, but maybe he has other things he likes to do differently.
Maybe he has
Right.
the knowledge of Nick Nurse and not
Well,
his
wasn't he-
tendencies.
Martin Budenholzer was a Popovich descendant, and he was fine. I mean,
Right.
he lost a job just because, I
They
read something.
expected more. Well, you got everything into that team. You got to win.
Well, I read a tweet today, and someone wrote, and it was nobody famous, bro. You're firing all these coaches, and you don't even, blah blah blah, and you don't give them. It's the thing. It was a picture of Rivers, Budenholzer, and somebody else, Nick Nurse.
Right.
And Nick Nurse was the only guy I would agree with because they didn't give him much. They didn't really try to make that team better. They stayed status quo.
This
and
year.
yes.
Right.
But the Bucks and the 76ers were both title contending teams.
Yes.
And they had they said the GM should be fired for not giving the right players. Not in Milwaukee and not because they gave players.
Right.
They had players.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And
Well, they picked up Jay Crowder.
And they made-
and they picked up who's the shoot? Joe Ingles they got
Ingles,
last year.
right.
They made those plays in the middle of the season to better
Yes.
their team. It's not like they
Right.
just were like, we're standing pat with what we got.
No.
Right.
So to go up and say the GMs, the guys, the player personnel should be fired. Absolutely not in those two teams because you were given the players and you didn't put you didn't play chess correctly. That was
Right.
your fault. You didn't do it right. Now Nick Nurse, his last statement was, "Well, good luck with these guys."
Yeah.
Maybe he was right.
Right.
I mean, you give him the players, and maybe he was pissed off about that. You pretty much hung me out to dry this year, and I did the best I could. And I almost still made and I did make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I was a 10 or 9 or 8 seed, whatever the
Right.
hell he was.
I think the NBA's got to be the toughest place to coach of all
Absolutely.
the sports because
it's a players' league.
It's
not-
a players' league.
Right.
Very few teams in the NFL are getting Aaron Rodgers bitching and moaning about stuff. I mean, there's a few.
Devontae Adams.
Yeah, it's all the Packers.
Jeff Jankowski just gave me tomorrow's headline in Philly.
Yeah.
Out with the doctor and with the nurse.
Good
Oh!
one.
It's a good one, Jeff. Yeah.
Golf clap. Nice.
Now go cut some lawns. Do something. Go trim a bush.
Yeah, but
Jeez.
Griffin's been he's been mentioned as a possible head coach candidate for the last few years. I know he interviewed trying to think where else. The stigma about him though, he's had some domestic violence.
Oh, yes.
accusations.
Yes.
So, they think that's a hindrance for him as
Well,
well.
Coach D, at least we know that.
Right.
Well, it wasn't a
Yeah.
hindrance for the Bucks. They hired him.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I mean, sure.
That's part of the deal, man. If they vetted them, they figured there was enough there, and
right.
it was worth it.
I mean, really, if you're a coach, you coming into the Bucks, and the first question you're asking is, what are you doing with Middleton? What are you doing with Giannis? What's the plans for the next 3 years? Because they're going to be close to, you got the new CBA coming in. So you have like levels now where it's like, I want to say like the salary cap's like 165 or 169. That's one level. And then there's another level where it's 170. Then there's the next level where it's 175.5, and then there's the restrictions about what you can and cannot do. So
No, go ahead.
okay, so I'm sure Nurse came in and say, so what's going on for the next 3 years? Well, we've got Middleton's got $40 million next year, right?
Yeah,
47. I think.
He's making more than Giannis,
Why-
right?
No, Giannis at 52 or 55
Right.
or something.
So you got
Or-
close to
or I don't know. Well, anyway, they're both.
right.
Yeah.
So you got close to $100 million for 2 players. I mean, that's what Boston's going to.
Yeah, that's what all these teams are.
Right.
Yeah,
But then so you've got
the Lakers got 6 players like that.
right? But, yeah, but I mean, you're going to have it. The new CBA is a bunch of shit. But I mean, that's just another subject. Maybe another
So with
time.
these different levels now, are you paying like a premium tax on if you go
You can't-
over, or
if you reach the second level, you can't sign buyout players during the season.
Oh,
So
I like that.
yeah. So like Pat Beverly wouldn't have been
Right.
signed, anything like that. You can't use your mid-level exception. And then
I do like that. So if you go over, you get some penalized, so you can't improve your team during the year.
So
then.
you're gonna fuck a team like Oklahoma City, who's done it the right way, where it's like they've drafted all these guys and developed, but you can't pay them because if you go over the salary cap, you're gonna be losing players that you developed and players that.
If you don't go over the salary cap, you're going to lose some of your guys.
Right.
So you have to go over, but now you can't pick up like a Patrick Beverly, or there was somebody else too during the season
Right.
here. They
Russell Westbrook.
Westbrook, yeah.
Westbrook would have been signed by the Clippers at this point because they're way over. Like they're paying.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of like that. I mean, you're getting an advantage. Why have two advantages?
I think it's the Golden State rule because of like Kevin Durant and all these extensions and stuff like that. So I think Nurse went in, asked them this, and they're like, well, we're going to keep Middleton. He's like, fuck this. Good luck with these guys. You know what I mean? So, I mean, these coaches have plans as well. I mean,
so right now on the Bucks, who are you keeping right now? Can they dump Middleton, or are they stuck with him now?
He's got a player option.
Right.
But he's gonna pick that up.
If he went to that meeting with him, I guarantee they're gonna give him a deal. They're gonna give him a 3-year, like $70 million deal.
Well, maybe they give him. So hold on,
break it down a little bit. Obviously,
right. So they give him a longer term deal, but less money, so that they can sign people and trade for people.
3 years, 70. Because, like I
Right.
said, 47 in 1 year is a lot of money, but $70 million in your career is a lot of money too.
Right.
Yeah.
He's gonna take the $70 million at this age, 32, to make $70 million by the time he's 35, 36.
Is this his last year on that deal then?
Yeah, this is it. And then Giannis won't move, but Giannis can be re-signed this fall. That was a thing that I saw.
Right.
He can get up again, but he's still got 2 years left.
Right.
Lopez is a free agent.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's a
probably.
clear free agent.
But he probably will come back if you think about it.
He likes Milwaukee, but another guy.
It's a good spot for
He's
him.
30-something too. I mean, these are guys that,
I
mean, you get to a point.
Do they need one? So if they can take Middleton, get him down to like a 3-year 70, where they're only paying him $25 million, especially if they can get him down, say 25 this year, then 35 next year, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do they go out and can they get a legit guy then to fill in one of those spots?
Well, I mean,
it depends where you want to go for the levels.
To me, the only for sure 3 guys I think this next year are 4 that are part of the team rotation would be Connaughton still there, I believe.
Holiday.
Grayson Allen's got 1 more year. Drew Holiday and Giannis.
Yeah.
That's it. The other guys are all question marks
Middleton,
at
this
point.
is his last year.
Crowder ain't coming back. Well, shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
Now
Now
new
he
coach.
might. Right.
You don't know, and the guy that wants to use him. But did Nurse walk in and go, I want Van Vliet
right
to come here? Because let's
Van
see
Vliet's a free
if
yeah.
Van Vliet goes to Philly,
right?
You're gonna know as part of his deal,
right?
And if that was part of his deal and the Bucks didn't take that, I'm gonna
tampering.
be upset.
Right.
Well, no, because they're free agent.
Tampering.
He can say, I want Van Vliet to come. I want to take a shot at Van Vliet to be here with me.
Would you rather now? If you could give Van Vliet in there, say you could move Middleton's money down the road.
Oh yeah.
And stick Van Vliet in there, and then you probably wouldn't get Lopez back then, unless you got a pretty good deal on him too.
Christian Wood's going to be a free agent.
I know.
Last year only made $13 million.
Right.
I mean, if you can get him for $60 million for 3 years or something like that, which he probably won't.
Right.
But to pay, and he is.
You'd rather have him than Lopez, obviously.
I would. He's younger.
I
he's
do
27,
too. I like
28.
him better.
Younger. Lopez is old, and like I said,
he fights.
I got
too.
to hear. I always said Lopez was ascending to me because he's so big and didn't do anything, just scored.
Yeah, but he reinvented himself.
He did,
right.
But when it came to the playoffs, he became Lopez that
outside
was the same guy,
missing
didn't
12
block
straight
shots,
3-pointers.
Didn't get rebounds, didn't play defense, and that's what upset me. They all had these great years this year individually, and they got to the playoffs, and they all became the guys from 2021 and 2020 and 2016 or 18 when they lost, or 19, whatever. They all became those guys,
right?
And it was like, oh my God, I can't watch this anymore.
Right.
It was tough, and I don't know. I still believe they're getting too old, and if you keep those guys, you're going to be one of the older teams in the NBA, and you can't do that in this league. These teams, look at these teams on court right now.
Right,
their ages are young.
Yeah,
and there's 4 or 5 on each two to 3 guys on each team that are legit NBA players.
Yeah.
Legit, not even Miami.
Right.
I mean, Bam and Jimmy Butler. Oh, Jimmy Butler's got to be in his 30s though. Close to, he's got
32.
Okay, so he's older.
Right.
But I mean, you talk about the Boston's lineup. If they keep those guys, they could. They're young.
Yeah, Brown's 24, 25 or 26. Yeah. Tatum's 24.
Yeah, it's insane.
Right.
Marcus Smart's the oldest one, probably the big guy of all.
I don't think he's 30 yet.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's insane to me.
Right.
Yeah, I like Smart. I think he's that Rodman type guy.
I
mean, not that guy, but he's that type of guy that
he's the PJ Tucker guy, but he's got an offensive.
He's
game.
a role player.
Yes,
but
Marcus Smart.
Smart. He's a role player, but he fits a great role.
Yeah.
Most
I like
teams
Marcus
don't have
Smart.
a guy like that.
And he's got plays with a chip on his shoulder.
Right.
Which you can't. It's hard to find guy like being a 1A player, like Tim said a minute ago. The difference between being a 1A and a number one is just the attitude and having an instinct to want the ball no matter what.
Right.
And Butler's a one player because you've seen him. He'll take the ball and he'll do what he has.
In the playoffs.
Although last game or game 4 or 5, he was a little timid. He got
Right.
away from getting the ball, but it happens.
Right.
I
And
mean,
then last game he had to handle the ball all the time because game 5 he had to handle the ball because Vincent was out with a sprained ankle.
Oh.
So we talked about this, I think, a little bit last week. Who is a player they could bring in to be that 1A guy that will shoot the ball? Because, like we said, Giannis can't do that.
it's so hard because to me, the 1A guy can't just be a spot up 3-point shooter.
No, they gotta play defense.
Like it's got to be like a Jalen Brown type guy,
Right.
That can
So
score.
who's out there?
Attacks. Jalen Brown's a free agent.
Oh, really?
I believe he is, or some type of free agent. He's got something, an option or something.
And
coming
Van
up.
Vliet is, but he's not that
eligible for an
guy.
extension, I think. I think he's got one more year.
Which
Van-
who knows? I mean,
Van Vliet can't be that guy. But
I think Van Vliet good, but his defense, I don't know if his defense is. Although, I mean, all I remember Van Vliet from is the series against the Bucks when you're down. They won 4 in a row. I mean, it was just, and in the playoffs, he was undervalued because of Kawhi. He played a really good series, but Kawhi got all the which he should have.
Yeah,
Kawhi was incredible in that series. In all the series he played.
Yeah, so Jalen Brown is now eligible to sign a 5-year, $295 million contract this summer, but he is in the final year of a 4-year, $150 million contract.
So maybe they're talking he's
next
tradable
year.
or whatever,
Right.
but
he's got one more year.
So yeah, so he's
that's at $60 million a year.
Yeah. And the whole thing is like Tatum and Brown are eligible to sign for like $630 million between the two of them.
Jesus.
That's an intentional foul right there.
Jesus. I mean, all this money.
Yeah.
So that's the NBA.
Do we talk about Nick Nurse though?
Oh yeah, Nick Nurse going to the 76ers. Like I said, I mean, will Van Vliet be part of that package? It's Harden's out of contract. He's leaving.
He's going to
already
Houston.
said he don't want to be there.
Right.
So do they get Van Vliet to take that spot?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that'd be a great spot for him.
Right. You
Well,
know,
James can't carry the team.
No.
No.
Well, now it's gonna be Embiid by himself.
I think
Maxey.
right.
Man, Max is underrated too.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
agree.
And
He's
I think they bring back Tucker. He's not under contract. He'll come back. I think well, he's older though. He
Right.
may. Who knows with him? But they have a solid team. I mean, they're still going to be good again.
Oh yeah, they're top 4 team probably
Yeah.
still or 5.
And I don't think it. So
I don't-
depends on who they. Because there's somebody else too. I think's not. I'm trying to think of that team. Oh, Tucker is a free agent too.
Oh, PJ Tucker is.
I think so. I think he only
Isn't Ben
signed-
Simmons still on that team?
No, thank God.
No, he's in the Nets.
Don't
He's supposed to
even
come back next year. He's
I
coming
know.
back. He's
What a
ready.
disaster he's been.
He's ready to rock and roll.
Right.
He's
Oh,
got to be one of the worst dollar for dollar players in the
He'll be,
NBA.
he'll be
absolutely.
MVP next year.
yeah.
Probably.
So if they bring in Van Vliet and they get rid
That's
of
how it
Harden, I
goes.
think it's an upgrade because I think Van Vliet, obviously he's younger, faster,
He's got to be more of a team player.
And he does more things.
does more things. I mean, Harden is just a
Harden actually didn't play bad in the
No.
playoffs. I think he played. I think he played really good
Yeah.
actually.
And he led the league in assists this year, so he's a playmaker. But
I don't think anybody thinks Harden's not a good player.
Oh,
it's
just-
not a good team player, maybe.
just not a good playoff player. Just-
Yeah.
there's guys that shine, there's guys that shrink, and he's a shrinker.
Yeah, that's his problem. His shoe. Oh, look at this. Gonna get one up. Gonna get one up. Pop it. Ooh, they got. Ooh.
Good.
Oh,
That would have been huge.
That would have been huge. Yeah,
huge. That would've been huge.
huge.
All right.
So yeah, Nick Nurse.
Yeah.
What do you think about Nicky?
I think it's a good fit for Philly. Because I think it's a new voice. I think Doc's voice just got old. And I think Nurse will push Embiid to be better, to be in better shape, to be, just a better player, maybe not push himself so much during the regular season, as much as I hate to say load management, but who knows? I mean, the thing about Nurse is that he makes adjustments during the game. That was like one of, Bud's big problems and stuff. So he would have been a good fit for Milwaukee as well. But, I know that Eric doesn't like these retread coaches, but he's a championship coach. Obviously, I mean,
And I retread to me as a guy
Like Doc.
Retread as like when you've been used like 8-9 times.
Right.
Nick Nurse would be his second coaching head coaching job.
Right.
So it's not like he's
Doug Collins.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are kind of guys that are like, oh my God, they don't win.
Well,
And
there's
like,
tons of them. Hockey's even worse.
Yeah.
Right.
But like I'm saying,
hockey's an old boys
Nick,
network.
like
Oh
if
my God.
Boone Hoser got hired next year, I wouldn't be like a retread because he's just come off leading a team to
The championship.
the number one seed,
Right.
number 2, number 3 in a championship, number 2, number 1.
Right.
In his 5 years of coaching, he was no lower than a 3 seed. And the year he's a 3 seed, he won the championship.
Right.
So I mean, not a bad stretch for a guy, I'm guessing.
No.
So
And then Doc will be on his 6th team, right? So if he
Yeah.
gets hired by Phoenix, which I don't think Phoenix is hiring him. So
maybe Boonhoser.
I don't think he'll go there.
I don't think
Budenholzer
Budenholzer
wants a job.
I don't think he wants a job right
He's taking a year off.
Yeah.
How many years has he got left? 2?
Yeah. Phoenix kind of likes Chris Young.
1 or 2. Yeah.
Yeah, so he doesn't even really need
No.
a job.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like Kingsbury going to Hawaii and shit.
Yeah.
They're probably all hanging out there on the beach in Kauai.
turn his phone off.
Yeah.
Right. So who's going to Toronto? I think Monty Williams is still out there too, so
Another retread.
Someone from the home of us all, though.
yeah.
Probably.
Homeless.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm trying to maybe a young guy. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe the Bucks. Charles Allen. Maybe he's getting a shot.
Maybe. Yeah. He got an interview, right? With Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Is Toronto a tough job? I mean, because
Toronto-
being in Canada. type
Toronto's
thing?
going to not be very good next year because they're losing Van Vliet. I think if Van Vliet leaves, maybe he stays. I don't know. I could be
Right.
wrong.
What do they sell? They got Pascal Siakam.
He might be
Right.
a trade guy.
And who's
next
that?
year,
Don't
too.
who's the other center? They got that Boucher.
Oh, Bobby Boucher. Yeah.
Bobby Boucher.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
He plays the foosball.
You do that, Rick? What's he say? What's she say to him? Yeah.
You doing the foosball?
You doing the foosball
behind my back?
School.
my mama said.
Oh, that's good stuff right there.
I love it that it's like a big actress. Like, just it's not just some scrub.
What's the LeBron James story?
Yeah. Oh, maybe. Shooting Stars, new film. I have to watch that.
Great.
Do you want to do your shower stall?
I don't know.
I got a
You
quick
got time?
NBA tidbit as well.
Okay.
For,
Tit? You said?
tidbit.
Oh,
Yeah.
Timbit.
Tidbit.
A Timbit.
Tidbit.
Yeah.
The ball from Chicago.
Lonzo.
May never play again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and you know what? The story came out that the Lakers privately believe because of the Baller brand shoes contributed to his knee injuries.
Really?
Yeah. So, hey, thanks, Mr. Ball.
Guy's a moron.
Yeah.
Are you going to do your shower thing?
I can. I mean,
Okay.
it's just stupid. But if you want to waste some time,
We'll do it after this real quick. I haven't played this in a while, so.
yeah.
You're listening to the Basement Benchwarmers podcast. Check us out on Facebook at Basement Benchwarmers, also on Instagram at Basement Benchwarmers, and on Twitter at Base Benchwarmers. And our email is basementbenchwarmers@gmail.com.
Everybody into the shower! Anybody in the shower in 10 seconds gonna get fined $100! Larry!
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi,
Get in
5
there!
Mississippi,
Hurry it up!
Lollygaggers, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi.
Yeah. So a couple weeks ago, I wrote this a while back. A couple weeks ago, a SpaceX rocket exploded a few minutes after takeoff. The 400-foot tall Starship ascended 26 miles before self-destruct codes were sent to the ship after 7 of the 33 rockets failed. The odds of a successful rocket flight are about the same as Britney Spears releasing a TikTok video where she doesn't look like a $100 hooker. So before we were born, back in the summer of '69, NASA supposedly put 2 men and a dune buggy on the moon using the technology of a speak and spell. At that time, there were still 9 long years away from advanced computer programming that brought us Oregon Trail. The year 1969 also introduced much of the the year 1969 also introduced much of the world to LSD and 21.
I was gonna save something now. Save the trees, save the...
Oh, I love George Carlin. He's in my head.
I was going to TikTok you for a second, but it went to that.
I actually stole this from George Carlin. So back in '69, much of the world was using LSD, and we were watching 21-inch black and white TVs where the resolution was measured in feet, not pixels. It was kind of like when we were kids and we tried to watch porn on that block channel, and every once in a while you'd see a nipple. At least we imagined it was a nipple. Anyway, the resolution was like that, but without color. That same year, 1969, a cinematic masterpiece was created called 2001: A Space Odyssey. The sets on that movie coincidentally resemble the terrain of the moon landing site. I'm guessing it's probably just a strange coincidence. Like when boxes of votes are discovered the day following an election, or like when CEOs of major companies worked for the CIA in the past, just weird coincidences. So to recap up to this point, a 65 Rambler with an Atari mounted on the dashboard flew to the moon. There was prevalent use of LSD and pot. It was viewed by millions on shitty TVs and intricate movie sets of the moon. Houston, we have a problem. Now leave 1969 behind and zoom 54 years into the future. We arrive in the magical future land of 2023, flush with flying cars and robot maids where space tourism is common. Yeah, right. 54 years later, our space engineers still can't figure out how a stupid gasket works on a rocket. We continue to struggle to put people on the moon, much less Mars. Trillions of dollars has been spent on space exploration over the last 50 years, and all we have to show for it is Tang in the Dish Network. Also, that movie where Matt Damon grew potatoes in his poop. One small step, my ass. We haven't taken a second step in my lifetime. Oscar Pistorius has felt the moon soil between his toes the same number of times any number of our highly trained astronauts have. That's horrible. Hear me out on this one. As a theoretical business decision, maybe SpaceX and NASA should hire the blonde grandchildren of those Nazi scientists they did way back in the 60s.
40s.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so
how old are you?
I don't believe this space flight shit's going so well.
Hey, well,
Do you guys are even a little older than me.
Right.
It's like they haven't done shit in our lifetime. Nothing.
Nah, well, Elon can spend all the money he wants with all his Twitter money.
Great. Now I can use the phone to call somebody next to me, or text them.
Right.
That's about it.
So we haven't landed a Mars rover on Mars to explore the surface.
Yeah, we did that, but I mean that's
nothing.
That's a little box.
I just want to know what's going to happen.
Matt Damon had to make potatoes in his poop.
I can't wait to see the pictures when China lands something on the moon and they send back pictures and be like, "What the fuck is everything?"
That's what I'm kind of getting at.
All right.
I don't know. They keep telling us, but the government never lied to us.
No.
So I have a baseball question for Glenn, actually. And the question is, I know he's a White Sox fan, obviously. So do you think they'll be trading people at the trade deadline? And if so, who will they trade? I mean, there's a few candidates, obviously.
Yeah, I'm probably not the best person to ask. I don't really follow it that close. But I mean, obviously Tim Anderson, he was hot last year. He's come out kind of flat this year. A little bit of an injury early on. Just looks lazy out there this year.
Well, I think you weren't here last week, and we talked about it. He mouthed when he got to first base. It looked like he said, "I hate this place."
Yeah, because the first baseman was he was in the Sox last year.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Abreu. Yeah. So who knows what he
could he have said it? Possibly.
So I mean, if the White Sox are sellers, which they probably are, I'm going to guess you're going to see I don't know if Lance Lynn's healthy right now, or he's going to be back soon. Who's the other pitcher they got? The older guy from the Astros. I can't think of his name. But he's.
I can see him.
You're going to see those guys, and maybe even somebody like Giolito. Maybe
they'll keep Dylan Cease. He's probably their most valuable.
He's their most valuable. Right. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Cease and Giolito, you have to keep.
You think you would, but
you thought they would keep Sale when he was their best guy.
Yeah.
And he went to Boston.
Right? Yeah.
Please come to Boston.
I don't know what Louis Roberts' deal is, but I think he's just a big waste of space at times. Sure. He's lazy.
Well,
I don't know if he's probably got a friendly contract. And I wasn't being funny before. Liam Hendricks will be a candidate if he pitches well.
Yeah, I agree. I was going to say. Who's the other? Who is the fill-in closer when he wasn't there?
The Birdman. What's his name?
Mark Fidrich?
No,
I'm kidding.
Oh, really? The old Red Sox Cubs guy?
Sounds right.
Yeah, I
can't think of his name.
I know what you're talking about.
He went to the Dodgers.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
He pitched pretty well last year.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to figure relief pitchers, maybe one starting pitcher. So I mean,
yeah.
I wish
Kimbrel.
Kimbrel. I wish the Sox would get a new owner. I wish they could.
Oh,
well,
as a Bulls fan,
I wish they
is Kenny Williams is still there. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been meaning to bring this up the last couple times for the podcast, and I keep forgetting about it until we started talking about the White Sox. So Reinsdorf was recently at the Milken Institute of Global Conference, and it was called Game Changers: The New Business of Sports. And he dropped some awesome knowledge, sarcasm, about his approach to sports. And this is a quote. My approach has been, I never really cared about making money. I just want to win. And that's not what I wanted to do in business. In fact, I better be making money in business if I win at sports. So as a Bulls fan now, after, winning 6 championships with Jordan and sorry.
That was great.
For him to say that, like he just wanted to win, it's just a bunch of shit. And, looking at the White Sox, like when's the last time that he actually spent money to try to win? So I think Jerry's full of shit as well. So just wanted to add those.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of when the last time they actually brought somebody over there, like another starting pitcher or.
Right.
I mean, they've made some good trades.
When was the last big free agent signing for the White Sox?
I'm thinking.
Right.
I think the biggest free agent contract they signed ever,
Bo Jackson,
was Benintendi. Look it up.
Who?
Benintendi.
The guy they just picked up last year.
Okay.
That was the biggest free agent contract the White Sox has ever.
And they already had like 7 outfielders at that point.
And I believe at one point this year, and I think they are low. They have a lower payroll than the A's.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Now that doesn't say a lot for the A's, but I'm just saying. I mean, how are you in a city that you're second fiddle to the Cubs, no matter what they do, and you don't have the fire in you to just demolish them with at least being better?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that would be my fire. Fine. And you know what? My other fire, we talked about this. I don't know if we talked about this weekend when I was at the Cubs game. I think what the White Sox should do if they were smart, once the Bears leave Chicago, build their stadium where Soldier Field is.
Ooh.
And I'm going to tell you why. Because you're going to get more people in the stands. You got businessmen coming to bringing people down, conferences and stuff. It'll be a place to meet people. And they
ain't going to tear down Soldier Field.
They build it next door in the parking lot. I think they should put the new whatever park you want to call it and put it right on the lakefront.
Oh, save the promenade. Use it for the offices.
Yeah. There you go.
And then tear down.
And you know what?
Tear down the whole east side of the stadium.
And we all saw that thing they wanted to offer for the Bears, that walkway thing, and that walk across. Okay, do it for the White Sox then.
Oh, I like it.
And I would go to a bunch of. I go to White Sox. It'd be fun. It'd be awesome.
But the problem is that's a city-owned
summer in the
facility.
lakefront.
How
fun would that be?
The White Sox own their stadium, don't they? Or somebody does.
And Reinsdorf would never let them take it over. There's no way.
Well, why not build next to the Bears?
Well, that's why I said the south lot was right there.
I'm talking in Arlington Heights. Build a sports complex.
No.
Yeah.
But I think
it's too close to the Cubs.
Complex like Kansas City, Philly.
I just think the White Sox would need the downtown to make them get them more of a fan base.
Yep.
I would say just get out of the south side. I don't know that they need to be downtown because
tear down the old McCormick place.
Getting downtown sucks. We all
but I'm looking at getting the south side sucks.
I agree.
I'm looking at it as sitting there. We're at a business thing. We're at a trade show. Hey, we're gonna take 50 guys. We're gonna give out 50 tickets to go to the White Sox game tonight.
Yeah, right across the street.
Yeah, you walk down there, and I mean,
you have to have something downtown.
Who the hell's Lurie Garcia for the White Sox?
I don't know. He makes more.
He's making $5.5 million this year, and I don't think he's on the roster.
Oh, he was the guy that used to play for Toronto.
Lurie's.
Yeah, he played for Toronto, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
But who's the highest paid? Is it Benintendi?
He did 5 for 75, I think, right?
Agrees to largest White Sox contract.
Who is it?
Benintendi.
Yeah.
5 for 75. They don't go out and do anything.
They're saying Lance Lynn's the highest player at 18.5.
It's
per year.
Per year,
It might be the whole contract number, though, maybe.
I could see
Lynn might have been a 2 or 3 year deal. Maybe.
I don't know how many years Lynn's got left on his contract, but he would be a candidate to go. The guy, I can't think of the Astros guy that came over, the pitcher. I can't think of his name.
The Astro, you said it. Oh, yeah, who was the guy? Oh, Dallas Keuchel.
He's still getting paid.
Yeah. I could see him going. You'd think they would keep Kopech, Giolito, and Cease. They got 3 good young pitchers,
and they're still paying Jose Abreu $1 million a year for the next.
Yeah, because they stretched out his contract or something.
Next 4 years.
Yeah, even though he's somewhere else.
All I care about is winning.
Yeah, I can't remember. And I mean, they made that trade for Eloy. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, the Cubs gave that up in hindsight." the Dylan Cease became the guy. I mean, in that trade, out of all three of those guys, and nobody even talked about him for 3 years.
Right.
It was all about Quintana and Eloy. Eloy's been a disaster, and they're stuck with him because they paid him, which is crazy. He got one of those contracts. We'll give you 10 years at $8 million a year before we even see you play.
Yeah.
And he hasn't done shit.
I remember when the Cubs traded Eloy, and one of the guys I work with was like super pissed about it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, because he was going to be a stud. And I'll tell you what, the Cubs, all those trades, everybody can say what they want. They traded Gleibar, they traded Eloy, and Eloy's good. They're both talented players, but they haven't produced anything at the major league level. So, I mean, yeah. The Cubs have actually made a lot of the good moves in those situations. The only one was Schwarber letting him go.
Yeah, but I mean,
he was a free agent, though, too.
I think if they knew the DH was coming, they would have kept him.
They knew.
Come on.
Everybody knew the DH was coming. Those guys have insider info. They guaranteed.
All right, let's go, Jimmy Buckets.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, guess what we're gonna do this week? Since I figured it out, I think.
Okay.
We can't do boat names because Rick won't be here to name his boat.
Shake of the day.
Oh my God. Say it's your birthday.
Today is your birthday. Today is your birthday. Today is your birthday. Today is the day. Today is your birthday. Today is your birthday. Today is your birthday, dear someone today.
I love birthdays. Is that how you say it? I don't know.
Right.
So we're doing birthdays tonight. So
Without
just you
Willie.
three will get the guessing.
Okay.
The birthdays. I'll keep score.
We just stole his bit.
Well, he's not here. We can still do it. It's not. I looked up birthdays. It's not hard to do, but it's only today. I'm not doing all week. Just today's birthdays.
Oh.
I found a page, and I'm only gonna be like 10 or 12 of them. Nothing crazy.
Okay.
We'll get through it.
Yeah, we don't want to steal his bit.
And then so like.
So what happens if, well, at Willie's age? I mean, I don't like to say this, but I mean, there's going to be a day here where he's not coming back. You know, like, and we're going to be talking
Kind of like when I was at Lucci's.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
okay, so you guys ready?
Yeah.
The first person on my list is composer Danny Elfman.
Oh,
you're up first.
You know Jenna Elfman's husband. She's cute.
See, he's actually married to.
No, he's
No,
not.
Jenna Elfman.
Is it really? That's
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Danny Elfman is her. I swear to God.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I swear to God.
The one from Will and Grace or
Yeah,
whatever.
no,
or Will,
from-
the other one.
There was a
The
Dharma
s-
and Greg.
Dharma
the
and Greg.
stiff guy.
I
the
swear to God, they're married, right?
Yes, and she's on Walking Dead now.
Yeah. Jenna Elfman is married to Danny Elfman.
Really?
And he is, well, I don't.
That was
Danny
the
Elfman's from Oingo Boingo.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a composer. Danny Elfman.
Just another
Yeah, I don't think he's married to her.
Look it up on your phone.
Bridget-
Danny Elfman, Weird Science.
he's married to Bridget Fonda.
Ooh. Now we got a battle going
I swear it
here.
was Danny Elfman. He's married. Don't listen to Elfman.
This is
I will.
awesome.
Hold on. Before we do this, I will bet. I will bet you.
I'll bet you $1.
Okay. He's married to Bridget Fonda.
You didn't have
Because I always thought he was way older
You
than
just
her, and I thought it was
borrowed a
dumb because I
dollar
saw the
from
guy
him.
and I'm like, ooh,
58.
unless it's a brother. No, I think they're married.
You ready?
Yeah.
She's married to Bodie Elfman.
Ooh.
But I swear to God, they were married at one point.
Let me look.
No. She's way younger.
Who?
Jenna Elfman's like our age.
I swear.
Don't look up Danny Elfman while you're doing it.
Who's he married to?
Oh, I won't
Yeah,
guess on the
I know.
birthday.
Jenna Elfman is related to Danny Elfman through marriage.
So Bodie Elfman.
And Danny Elfman is the uncle of Bodie Elfman.
Oh.
Oh, Danny Elfman is her uncle. I swear
Yes,
they were
yes,
married.
That's
So I watched a show one time.
I want to.
That's $1.
Who's
You
he,
don't-
who's he
And
married
Bridget
to?
Fonda it says her
Bodie,
husband, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good job.
I
Oh.
always thought they were married because I swear they did it one time.
They did it.
They might have. Might have been creepy.
Right.
They're still, well, she's still way younger than he is.
He married Bridget Fonda in 2003.
Oh, he's got Oingo Boingo had some great songs in the 80s.
Weird Science. That movie,
Yeah.
Weird Science.
Okay, anyway, how old is he?
Only
58.
a lad.
You're saying 58?
Yep.
Glenn.
Yeah, he already
I
saw
got
it.
his wiki up. So
Yeah, he
Okay.
pulled it up. So I think he's older than that.
He
I
is.
really do. He did the Mars Attack theme song too. Great.
Did the
theme-
Simpsons thing?
The Simpsons.
Right.
He's
He-
done a ton.
Yeah. I think he did all the.
One of the great composers.
Did,
of our time.
A Nightmare Before.
Yeah, all
Christmas.
those. Yeah, those type of ones.
Yes.
I'm gonna say. Let's see. was, he was around. He was popular in the 80s. I'm gonna say 65.
69.
God damn it!
Yeah, he did a set He did a set at Coachella 2 years ago. As well.
You saw him.
Your page says 69.
Huh?
Because his birthday is May 29th, 1953. That would make him 70.
Ooh.
Oh, well, let me see.
I'm glad
maybe
Glenn.
this is-
Fact
Oh yeah,
checker.
yeah. I'm sorry, it's a year behind. So yeah, 70.
Okay, didn't
You
matter.
guys weren't right
Didn't
either way.
matter.
So I
yeah.
got to add a year to all these. So that's fine.
Okay, good idea.
Yep.
God, we're already killing this bit.
Okay, how about
We need Frank Caliendo here to do Willie.
how about singer Mel B from Spice Girls, Scary Spice? Go ahead.
Me?
Yep.
I'll say 42.
I'm gonna think she's more my age. I'm gonna say 49.
I'm gonna say 48.
Ah, it's close.
And it's 47 in here, so it's a year.
She was scary, right? She's Scary Spice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she'd scare me.
It's too old.
How
for
about
her.
NBA?
Well, she is too old
star-
for me, but I'd still wrestle.
Oh.
I'd tickle fight her.
NBA star Carmelo Anthony, Ed.
Oh, he just retired. He was in the NBA for 43 years. I'm gonna say 40. Damn it.
38.
36.
Right between us.
39.
I knew it.
I knew it.
How about we had these last week?
I think we did Carmelo.
He must have went ahead.
Yeah, we did Carmelo, didn't we?
Let me see if I got the right thing in here. Yeah, May 29th is today.
Yeah.
He must have.
All day.
Because we did Lisa Welcher last week, too.
Yeah.
Lisa Welcher. Oh,
Yeah.
no, we did Mindy.
No,
it
we
was
did-
Mindy. No, because he said Mindy, your girl.
Okay.
It wasn't. It wasn't Lisa Welcher. So Lisa Welcher from Facts of Life.
Which was Blair.
Blair, yep. So yeah, it was Mindy we did. That's what it was. Yeah.
Oh, they're old ladies. Jimmy.
Oh, it's mine?
Yeah, too, Tim. Today is your birthday. Today is
Lisa
your birthday.
Welch.
62.
No. Sorry, I had to look back on my page here.
61.
No.
I think she's
Damn.
I think she's quite a bit younger. I'm gonna say 55.
60.
I should have stayed with your guys.
So
You guys know
Tim,
Now it's Glenn.
Glenn.
Sorry.
I just had one I want to do. Oh, Melissa Etheridge.
Ooh, nice.
Let me tap into my lesbian here.
Your inner lesbian.
She's a lesbian?
Come to my window.
Married Danny Elfman.
She is
Bridget Fonda, you'd think.
Where's my dollar? I didn't ask for a nickel.
I'll give it to you next week.
Remember-
65.
65. Who did I say?
Melissa Etheridge.
No. Sorry.
59.
Come to my window.
She had a water one.
60.
62.
Oh, weird.
How about Noah Gallagher from Oasis?
Ooh.
That's me. 46.
44.
50. 56.
Damn.
Wow, he was playing a young guy on TV.
Mhm. How about Rebe Jackson?
Who?
Rebe Jackson.
I don't know what that is.
One of the Jackson family.
Could you use that in a sentence?
Rebe Jackson was part of the Jacksons.
And grew up in
Gary,
Indiana.
I believe she's part.
Doesn't
we're not going to do her. Skip
All right.
her. Let's do Anthony Gary from General Hospital.
No idea who the fuck
yeah, I
that is
don't
either.
either.
So
That's the other guy, Luke and Laura. That's
Oh,
Luke.
that is Luke.
Oh,
Okay.
Yes, we were talking about this a few weeks ago about
Yeah.
Laura
60
because he did. It's funny. Last week he did Laura. That's
66.
crazy. Nope. Sorry. Nope.
72.
Nope.
Say it.
No. It's too old. Luke and 69.
76.
Damn.
Wow. Luke, man, he was a good looking guy for his age then.
How about Laverne Cox?
Oh, the comedian?
No, the trans
No.
person.
Laverne Cox and Real Ozark. Blah, blah, blah.
She was in Orange, right? Orange is the new black.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's her. Yeah. Appeared in 2000.
37.
46.
I'll say 43.
51.
Wow. She looks good for age.
You guys all know Rupert Everett, right?
No.
Rupert Everett.
Oh, yeah.
Actor?
If you like pina coladas. No, it's
That's
Rupert
Rupert Holmes. Okay, how we do Annette Bening?
Who's Rupert Everett?
I think he was in a movie. Wasn't he like in a movie with like Julia Roberts? Someone there was like a love story. One of those.
Is that the one where Keanu puts his dick in a mailbox and then it pops out 6 years later? No, that was the guest house.
Annette Bening's 79.
Annette Bening, yeah, she's old.
Oh, she
was Dick
Bugsy.
Tracy. She was. She's married to Warren Beatty.
She was in.
No.
She was in that President show with Michael Douglas too.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
she was.
West Wing.
No, the movie. It was like the American President.
Oh yeah.
68.
65.
Ooh.
Do we do LaToya Jackson yet?
No.
Let's do her.
No.
Now she was from the Jackson family.
I wouldn't do her with your dick. Go on.
Go ahead. It's you, I think. No, Glenn. No, it's Glenn.
56.
No way. I don't know which one she is.
Why are you gonna no way me? You don't even know who she is.
No way. Who is she?
Yeah. 60.
No way.
Tim?
66.
67. 2 more we'll do.
Have we even got one yet?
Tim got one. We got a minus
No
one.
wonder why Willie gives us 40 of them.
Right.
Yeah. How about? I gotta find. Oh, how about? Oh, you don't know him. I
Love how Glenn took offense to me just bullshitting him, and I had no idea what I was even talking about.
Oh, let me find one more for you because this ain't working for me. Those aren't good ones. Those are terrible ones.
Nice.
Oh, Flipboard. Who's on here? Let's see.
What the hell's going on? This is the worst 1 minute of radio
I'm just
ever.
trying to throw in
podcast rule.
Fun. Yeah, do Shake It Day one.
No, not during this. It's a separate thing.
Oh my God.
What happened?
Nothing. Just reacting to Ed. Shake things up, Ed. Stop being an Anthony. No, you don't know that.
Come to my window.
Half a full house. Royal Sampler.
What's the date today?
Woo!
29th, I thought.
29th? Okay, I'm gonna find somebody. You gotta have to figure out the age after because at the game of the years, and I'm not gonna do the math.
See, you think Willie just sitting around there, just picking at his beard? This is tough, man.
Not that tough. Let's be honest. Okay, who's up? Yeah, go ahead. You can roll. I'll give you one to go ahead roll. I'm gonna find a good one for you guys. Probably.
Oh.
4 of a kind?
3.
3, but the other 2 added up the same number.
Yeah.
Dice, man, these dice are tough. These are the tightest dice in Wisconsin, I think.
The tightest cup in Wisconsin.
Oh,
how would you know?
It's the tightest cup. Speaking of dice, do you guys know Takeoff's murderer was caught? So Takeoff was killed. Takeoff Amigos, right? Offset, Takeoff, and
the Migos.
Migos, right? Yeah. So his real name's Kersnick Curry Bell. He was killed in November. Gunfire erupted outside a party in Houston bowling alley. Because that's what happens.
Right.
Police believe the shooting happened after a dice game, but Takeoff was an innocent bystander.
Isn't it Cardi B's husband was Offset?
I don't know. That's Offset. This is Takeoff.
Oh.
He wasn't in the kitchen flipping stir fry.
Gunshot wounds to the head and torso. That's what killed him in a dice game that he wasn't even part of.
Hey, did you know Bruce Lee had a vegan brother?
Go do it.
His name is Brock O. Lee.
Oh God!
I was already laughing. I couldn't help it.
Brock Lee.
Oh my God!
Thanks to my sister Marion for that one.
Oh.
Okay. Here you go.
The
oh,
coolest,
you're not finished yet.
the
I'm sorry.
coolest Colino.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, I got 2 more and we're done.
All right.
All right.
The we just did her.
I wish.
Oh, and it could be the Migos guy. I have no
I
idea.
hope it's Jenna
I think these are your behind too.
Yeah.
I
Remember
don't
that
know.
show with what was it, Dharma and Greg?
Yeah.
That was the guy from the not CSI. He was in that other show, Criminal Minds.
Yeah.
he's the stiff white guy, and she was like the hippie cool chick, that always wearing patchouli. That was a funny show.
Okay, how about you guys know who Hornswoggle is? The American wrestler?
Yes.
Okay, Hornswoggler. He's a wrestler.
Yeah, terrifies the shit out of me.
Oh, he looks like he's a little guy.
He is a little guy.
Okay, go ahead. You're
That's
first.
I'm up.
Oh, you're up. Go ahead.
38.
Damn it!
I had no idea who he was.
I
It was
don't
just a
either.
wild guess.
So this is it for, it's going to be for 2 points. That's why you guys need to beat somebody. So we'll make it for 2 points tonight. And the final Jeopardy question is, or person, and I had the person saved up because I knew, but I can't find him now. Oh, I had him saved up too. What did I do with him? Oh, what the heck? Oh, what the hell? No.
I win.
Oh, no. Daniel Tosh.
Oh, that's a
From
tough
Tosh
one.
Point oh?
He's a good-looking guy and looks still young.
35.
No.
Actually, he's gonna be older than that.
Yeah.
I think.
He's still good looking though.
40.
No.
I'm gonna say 46.
No way. He's not that old.
Yeah, he is. Watch. He's older.
I'm going to verify because I want to make sure I had the right thing. He was.
He is.
I think he is 49 or 48.
See?
He's one of them.
Yeah.
I win.
Because it's 48 in here, but I don't know if it's a year behind.
He's
I don't know.
48.
Okay, so he's 48.
Yeah.
So
I was
Daniel Tosh
closer.
is.
I think he looks good for his age because
Yeah.
he's real skinny.
Well, I
and-
think he got late. He didn't get big till he was
Yeah.
in his late 30s, mid 30s. Yeah, because he only had that show. Well,
Tosh
yeah,
Point oh is on
2010,
for,
it
it's
just-
probably on for over 10
yeah,
years.
2010 it started. It said so. Yeah, so
Great show.
So Tim wins this week with 1.
Nice.
Well, we do many though.
I
So
guess that. Born same year I was.
Hey, are we
Was
gonna do any French Open predictions?
And Roland Garros.
you can make one if.
Did you guys watch today?
No fucking idea who plays anymore.
Oh, I watched a little bit today.
Did
Probably like 3.
Yeah.
What do they call them? What are sets or what's?
Yeah, 3 sets and a match it's a set then a match.
Sure. I don't know.
You play
It wa-
6. You play a match in the
Nah, it
set.
was 2 to
6 sets. Win it.
It was 2-2, and then it went up to 5-4. I watched it. So
Yeah.
what would that be? Those are games.
Those
or
are sets to get to the
game,
match.
game set match.
Yeah, games. The games are inside. The sets are each one. So you play
Yeah.
like 15, 30. That's the
So I almost watched
game.
one whole set.
The set
pretty
gets you the 1
close.
point because men need 6. No, both 6 wins, but you can't. You got to win by 2 sets.
And
and
you got to
then-
have an advantage.
Yep. And then women play best of 3. Men play best
and
of
you guys
5.
play tennis at all? Ever?
pocket tennis.
Other than gym class in high school?
I play pocket tennis.
Table tennis.
Oh yeah, table tennis. Yeah, ping pong.
I didn't.
Yeah, I got
didn't
yelled
hear
at
me.
gym
It
class. For
didn't go over well.
I heard it. It was just it wasn't that funny.
He didn't give you up. No way.
Because the truth
Yeah,
hurts.
yeah. He dismissed you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with him. He got a ball at the Brewers game.
Yeah. I mean, trying assholes. So let me make sure I get all my stuff on here. A's fired a guy. Celtics Heat, Nuggets, Tim won, Griffin
Finally.
Nurse. Oh, DeAndre Hopkins was cut this week, waived by the Cardinals.
Jets.
Cardinals will owe $22 million against the cap hit, but they will save $9 million on the cap, which I don't understand that, but okay. That's the math of the NFL. So Hopkins landing spots, they said, were KC and
Bills.
The Bills and KC, was it?
Yeah.
Bills and KC. So those
teams.
Why do I even
No,
sit here?
no,
You
no.
just question
Because
everything.
I thought someone said Pittsburgh. Oh, I said Pittsburgh.
You said Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. I thought I saw Pittsburgh too, but that might not be right.
Now I know why.
It's got to be
How
asked.
about once a year.
It's got to be contending.
Me and
teams, so it
Timmy
has
said
to
the Ravens, and you badmouthed us.
Well-
you almost like laughed us out of the studio.
be. I didn't
The
say
Ravens
anything.
were on the table, but
Yeah.
then they signed Odell for 15.
Yeah, how could Kansas City though afford him? They would probably have to give him incentives, and
Well, they're losing Frank Clark,
that's true.
so
Scantling's gone. No, I don't know.
yeah, Frank Clark. I said I'll give him enough. I mean, and he's gonna have to take a friendly deal to go on.
Did
a team
they
like
draft another wide receiver this year?
that. They drafted a kid. Was it a bat?
Last year was
Who
Sky.
they drafted in the late rounds? Was it a receiver or a running back? The Chiefs.
I think it was a running
late.
back. I think it was a running back.
Was it a maybe?
Probably
a-
another
I
receiver.
thought it was a receiver.
Yeah.
Like
Th-
from
they're-
like a weird.
Well,
Because
they
they
had one in the
drafted-
second round. Rashid Rice.
Rashid Rice. Who drafted in the first round? Sorry.
They drafted the local pass rusher from Kansas City. Remember that everyone went apeshit when they.
Anuda Dike. Who's
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the receiver was a second round. Everybody liked him a lot, I guess.
So
for
they
their
got.
offense.
So they had Sky Moore. They drafted last year. They picked up the guy from the Giants, that Tony.
Tony, which
Right.
people think he's going to break
They got
out this year.
Scantling. They have now. They drafted this other guy, and now they're going to go out and get Hopkins too.
It's about winning.
Yeah, you got to have some targets, and
You-
none of those guys are going to lead the team in receiving
Because
because Jeremy or Kelsey's going to do.
if Hopkins went there, I think that's my bad thing for Kelsey owners. I think it would pick a big hack into his numbers.
I don't think so. I think Kelsey would still get his numbers.
I don't know.
He finds holes in those defenses.
But I mean,
That's what man. he's
DeAndre
good at.
Hopkins before last year was catching 90 balls a year.
I know. I had him in fantasy.
Last year he was just injured, beat up. I mean, it happens. Plus, Kyler Murray is, although he was.
Well, years ago when they were still young, I traded Josh Allen to get Kyler Murray because I already had Hopkins, and it worked out. I mean, I did go to. I think I went to championship that year, and then Kyler Murray turned into a turd, and then Hopkins
got hurt.
and then Hopkins didn't play, and then it's like, oh geez.
Yeah, you know the reason why they let him go is because he sat out the last 2 weeks of the season last year and fell out of favor with the team.
He's probably saving himself. He was like, oh.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I mean, I don't agree with it, but
Right.
do you blame him?
No.
Team ain't going nowhere. Obviously, the coach had lost the team, it seemed like.
Right.
Watching those hard knocks, it was hard to watch.
Yeah, new management.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't
The
do-
owner was sick or something at the time.
Yeah,
or
and that place is toxic anyway. Like
Yeah.
all the complaints coming out of there now too. So, uh-oh.
So also in NFL news, the Washington Commanders lost the rights to the name.
We were talking about that.
So now they may have to change their name again.
How do they lose the rights?
Well, they never had it. Somebody else had rights to the name, so they lost their bid for it.
That's awesome.
now they can buy from the person, but
Yeah.
Now they're going to be
whatever it is,
they're going to be the Guardians.
the Washington Spiders.
That's
Spiders would be awesome.
That's what
How
Cleveland
about
should.
how about the Colonials?
it's open.
Jesus Christ! Do I have to say it 10 times today?
That should have been the word of the day.
How about the
Oh.
Washington home of us all? Yeah, I heard that this week. They lost their name. I mean, how do you, as a franchise,
Come
do
on.
you give yourself
Colonial.
do you give yourself a name and not have the rights to it? It's
Right.
kind- Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Does it really surprise you? It does.
No.
Like
Nothing
hearing that
surprises
now
me
doesn't
anymore.
surprise
The
me.
worst thing that's ever happened. to
Daniel
that,
Snyder owns the rights to the Redskins and
no,
the Commanders.
he's the one that owns the name of the Commanders. He took it with
Oh
him.
my god, that's awesome.
No, the
That
worst.
would be awesome.
The worst thing that came out of the investigation for the Washington Commander, Redskins, Spiders, whatever they're going to be
Should
called,
just be the
is
football
John
team.
Gruden's email.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing that happened.
Think about that. Nothing happened to all these guys, and it was Allen and Snyder, wasn't it? The two guys that were doing.
Yeah, Schneider more than anybody.
Neither one of them really had very few
I
consequences.
mean, the only thing that happened to Schneider was he had to get $600 billion for his football team.
Yeah.
Or whatever he got.
Yeah, it was probably
That was his punishment.
I think he made like
billion.
$9 billion or it was something stupid.
6.05 billion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. It was ridiculous. That
Well, if it
It's-
wasn't for the accusations, he would have got 6.10.
Yeah.
So there were two reasons they lost they were rejected for their application. The Commanders Classic, I'm not sure what that is. And then there was a pending application filed by an individual in the DC area. So somebody jumped on it, as you were just saying, before them.
yeah, and they have to pay them if you own the rights.
I mean, when you put
How did-
3 teams left, like your 3 team names, like I don't know, they did a vote, I think.
Right.
So you had it down to final
Right.
teams. You have to apply for all of them first before you're going to release the
a
finals
year
list.
ahead of time.
And then even
You
if
think?
okay, let's say these are the real top 3 finalists,
How is that
But
not
the
a foul?
but the Commanders, okay, we can't get the Commanders. Well, they can't be top 3 then.
Right.
Let's put these 3.
Right.
You have to own them all.
So,
Yeah,
right,
so
you
hedge,
have to.
hedge your bets now and put in your application for Red Hogs, Armada, and Sentinels. Because those
The
are
Red
the
Hogs.
next
Red Hogs. I
3.
love the
Sentin-
Red Hogs.
We're going Red Hogging.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
you don't
The
think like
Washington Red
some
Hogs.
some chubby Indian lady's gonna be like all upset about
why does she gotta be
seriously
Indian? Why gotta be Indian?
because red.
Oh, like
Yeah, and they're red skins.
Feather, not dot.
Yeah, why would it
Right.
be red in Hogs?
I'm just first
What's
thing
the
that
other
pops
two
into my
names?
mind
The
going.
Washington
Armada.
Well, people are gonna have a field day with that.
the Armada. So that's about war,
Or
basically.
the Navy. Yeah.
Sentinels.
And
That's the
Sentinels.
American imperialism taking over other
And
countries.
the Sentinels.
That's
No, the Sentinels was a team name in wasn't the team from
Right.
Keanu Reeves?
yeah, I
Yeah.
can't think of the name of it. What's
The bench
The
warmers.
replacements.
The
The
replacements.
replacement. I vote for
The
that
Sentinels.
name.
I
This-
do because they
yeah.
seem like that team.
Right.
And they were the Baltimore or
No, they were the Washington.
they were the
Sentinels.
Washington.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they can't name themselves that.
That's a joke. That's another setup.
Yeah.
No,
and the Red Hogs, you can't do the Red Hogs. You can do the Hogs.
Why can't you do the Red Hogs?
But the Sentinels are an esports team out of
Esports.
LA.
Yep, that's what I'm looking at right now. That's not happening.
You know what's available? Redskins.
Red Hogs.
Redskins.
Yeah.
How about the Firebirds?
Colonials.
Colonials. I thought you were going to say
The
fire.
Redmen.
I think I say the Fire Bushes.
They probably are too.
So they're gonna go. It's just say if it was Sentinel, one that keeps guard a sentry, a soldier stationed as a guard, either to challenge persons drawing near and only allow those to pass who give a watchword.
Sounds like a guardian.
Yeah.
It's like you can't come up. Why don't you just call them the groundhogs or something that's not going to offend
Ooh,
everybody?
I like the groundhogs.
Seriously,
Those are sleek animals.
Just something stupid. I mean, the
Washington possums.
If
They just
some of
play
these
dead.
So like, I mean, I understand the Redskin. That one's pretty hardcore. I mean, I could see how that could be offensive. But some of these, like you'll say, like the Illini or the Warriors. I mean, a Sentinel is essentially the same as a warrior.
How
you
are
know,
the Illini and the Blackhawks offensive when
they're not.
They're not. They haven't changed.
That's a name of a group. I mean, it's not like it's a.
So what's the difference?
Redskins offensive.
It's still an Indian name.
It's a specific tribe.
It's a
where
tribe.
Redskins a slang word for
Right.
Yeah.
Native American.
It would be I mean,
but there's been petitions to change the Blackhawk names for
because people have nothing better to do.
If they wanted to, they could just change to a helicopter inside and they'd be done.
Yeah.
We're
That'd
the
be
Blackhawks now.
That would be awesome.
And we're down.
When they score,
Welcome to America, assholes.
they turn on a bunch of fans and start blowing
Right.
them real loud. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Just don't play a Somali team and you're good.
Wow.
Their cheer song is like a 20 millimeter Vulcan cannon, you know, to
I don't know how
That'd
you
be
sit next to
awesome.
Ed and say the worst thing all night. Hands down.
Thank you.
Right.
That's my job. He's stealing my bit.
I love it.
It's a historical reference. It
I
wasn't
just don't
derogatory.
understand how like these Sentinel are guardians. To me, they're warring.
So
it's no
tonight,
different than a warrior
The
or a,
Blackhawks are forfeiting the game against the Somalian Sentinels. Why? Figure it out.
Read the book.
Yeah, read the book. Watch the movie.
it's Chris Kyle night at the stadium.
No, it's the Somali RPGs is what it's going to take down the Blackhawks.
the IEDs.
2 for 2. Wow.
Get in.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, so what were we talking about? We were talking about Hopkins, and then we were talking about
we
the
went-
Hogs.
We went off on a benchwarmer tangent.
No, and then the third thing I saw was that Tom Brady is going to be part of the Raiders.
The Redskins. The Raiders.
And the rumor people are starting to go with is that, well, Jimmy G did not pass the physical this week,
He didn't. And
but he can still pass. I think he had ankle surgery, so that might be the
Right.
reason why he didn't pass it.
but they can
Opt out of his
opt
money.
out of his money. Yeah.
But he can retake the physical like June 10th
Right.
or July 10th or whatever.
Got to be.
But the crazy rumor going around is that they're saying that, well, then Tom Brady will just quarterback the team. And now there's something going around that's saying the only stipulation the owners are saying is that, yes, he can be, because no matter how big of an owner of an NFL team are, you have to get okay.
right.
And the okay would be, yeah, he can be an owner. He just can't play for you.
He can't play football at all.
He can't play football at all
first,
because he's an owner now. And I don't think,
That's
I don't know how being an owner
Dumb.
will release, because he's a free agent. So
Right.
he can go where he wants. He
Right.
doesn't have to.
Mhm.
So if he wants to play again, why don't he just go play for the Raiders, not be an owner? I mean,
Right.
I really think he's done. I think people are just making, what do you call it?
Slow news day.
Yeah,
Right.
the what do you call when the things
Scuttlebutt.
when on the internet you found the stuff start writing and they write stuff to
Clickbait.
trolling or clickbait. Yeah, the
clickbait.
clickbait stuff. And I don't think he's coming back. I think he probably would think about it, but I don't think he would be dumb enough to do it again 3 times. I mean, he
Right.
did. I mean,
Not for the Raiders. You know.
yeah, that'd be a tough one.
Right.
So, Polar Knights.
Oh, hey, how's he
Polar Knights,
doing?
our friend from Denmark,
No.
Scandinavia.
No, well, in Scandinavia, he's from
Norway.
Norway.
He says, I love this, you guys. You are like the male version of the Spice Girls.
I'm definitely Scary Spice.
Yes, you are.
Ed, if you're going to be my
Well, if
lover.
you've seen, I haven't shaved down there in a while. It's scary.
Wow. Where's the cricket sound?
Oh, okay, Somalia. Relax down over there.
I was
At
citing
You're giving us
least
a history lesson.
historical,
Yeah,
yeah,
at least
lessons.
this was funny.
Yeah.
Ed's bush is just thick, he said. That's
Uh,
what
It is.
Call Amber.
I'm
She's
sorry.
here. She's stuck in it.
Remember, she was gonna.
That's where her
suck his
class
deck.
spring is.
You should have had her suck your deck then.
She couldn't find it.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's like the scene from Dumb and Dumber instead of nails getting cut. It's,
Yeah,
it sounds like twine
she's
coming across.
she's down there with an angle grinder. I hate the sound effects. Makes me cringe.
What about Florida? Did you guys talk about the hockey last year? Like Florida, the 8th seed winning.
Oh, they're in
Twice now.
finals. Yeah.
In 2 series, they were the lowest seed, and they went 3.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. So they went from they were basically the Boston Bruins last year, like the best team in hockey, got bounced the first round, and then come back as an 8th seed and make the Stanley Cup Finals.
Are the Knights Stars still playing?
The last I heard it was 3-1 Vegas, so I haven't.
I think the Stars won and made it 3-2.
Maybe I haven't been paying
I
attention.
could be wrong. And the Marquette Admirals are in the
AHL finals.
AHL finals. They're playing a team from out west,
Donnie
from
Wahlberg.
the Arizona area. They're down 2-0, but they're coming home with a chance to. Best 7 series are coming home tomorrow night, playing tomorrow and Thursday, I believe.
Nice.
Yeah, Vegas is up 3-2.
Okay.
When's the next game?
Wednesday.
Yeah, they get a big break in there.
Yeah, it's just-
Sweet.
They're gonna finish the NHL playoffs in July here at the rate we're going.
Man, have you seen some of the playoff beards? Fucking sweet.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Think about it. Those guys are like, man, can't we speed this up a little bit? It's itchy.
Right.
Oh,
Ed's got his growing, I heard.
Yeah, check this thing out, man.
No, not up there.
Oh, my other beard. It's a goatee.
Is that who you're calling second row Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys know that.
Why do you call him that? Because. I'm sorry.
Who said that? Where's that come from?
It's a chicken joke.
Oh.
Why the chicken? What was the how to start? What's the joke go?
Why does the chicken cross the road?
No, something like.
That's what it is.
Maybe it was why the chicken crossed the road.
Yeah.
What's the original joke? Why the?
No, that is
fucking
why'd the
know.
chicken cross the road.
No, is it? I
It's
thought it was
not what
something-
came first, the chicken or the egg.
I can't remember. Jeff listening, he'll write the joke. Maybe it is that though. I thought it was something there. But whatever. But yeah, you sound like a chicken then when you say it. Because, and that's
Got it.
what it was. So I'm sorry.
That's okay.
What were you talking about, Tim?
That's credited to Bill Simon's dad. He's a Boston Celtics fan, and Joe Mazzulla was a second assistant, so he sat in the second row of the coach's row. So because it was Adoke and actually the lead assistant went to Utah. So second row Joe, and then Damian Stoudemire was passed over for the job, and he was so happy about it. He went to Georgia Tech for a head coaching job. So yeah. So that's why they call him second row Joe, because he doesn't like calling timeouts and stuff to stop, the other team from scoring or try to give his team a break and, strategy.
Oh, it's like first row Bud then.
Yeah. first chair Bud.
It's opening at Carthage.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Guess what, guys? I'll let you a little announcement. In the next few months, this basement's getting a makeover.
What?
Yeah. I think we're going to go a makeover, possibly. So just so you know.
Okay.
Somebody's doing well.
Ty Pennington's coming in with his crew.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
No. Move that truck. Is that how they? I watched it like twice. But
yeah.
Glenn's standing over. He goes, "Looks like the same shithole I've been looking at for years."
Are you gonna have
That'd be awesome.
you're gonna have bourbon on tap?
Ooh.
Ooh.
I mean, what kind of a makeover are you talking?
well, we're going to repaint. We're changing all the
I
floors.
know a guy.
Yeah. Well, I got to ask you a question about if you can paint the stair up the staircase for me. That's it.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of up and you got to plank it. I don't want
some old people.
I don't
want to go up there.
I don't want to go up there. But and also I want to do my bar possibly. I'm going to ask you if you might be interested in helping me doing that. I'll pay you or whatever. But we can talk about it off the air.
Pay you whatever. I heard that.
You make it.
He said, "Pay whatever."
Yeah.
There was no comma in there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Pay whatever
It
you
said,
want. But whatever, we'll talk. Anyway, but no, we're gonna get the floor is gonna be changed to like the laminate flooring, not the
Oh.
laminate,
like the wood,
like
laminate.
my upstairs flooring.
Yeah,
The-
LVT.
So I just want to protect against, God forbid, if it floods ever or anything. I don't want
I know.
carpeting. Carpeting gets a damp feeling in the winter too. In summer, it's weird and it's a basement, so I kind of
Yeah.
want to do all that. So we're going to do that.
First time I had carpeting in my basement, it flooded.
and we're getting new furniture down here too.
Keep in mind that we'll change your acoustics in here, though.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, it'd probably be awesome. I'll sound more manly.
yeah.
You'd be like,
Well, I might.
Yeah,
what
we-
I could do, I might
Yeah.
think about. We might just put a throw rug
Yeah.
down here too, or something like that.
Who is it?
Thing. But we are gonna.
Those guys have 48 hours.
The
Yeah.
other thing I was gonna do too down here, I can't remember something else. We're getting new furniture.
No,
so
it's trading
Trading
places.
places.
if you know anybody needs any furniture,
I'm interested.
I'm getting rid of both those couches. The recliner is spoken for.
God, I've had
Damn it.
I'm getting rid of my couch upstairs and my chair upstairs.
I'll take the chair.
Oh, I
Let me know.
I had some good times on that couch upstairs. We have some memories.
I'll look at the couch too.
I
Yeah.
slept on that couch.
So we'll just get whenever. Let me know for sure if you want it. We're gonna be right in the garage, and
Okay.
whenever you want to come get it, probably in the next few weeks, it'll be ready to go if you want
Okay.
it.
I'll take a look.
Okay. Yep. So we'll talk about it. So first
Throw it
come,
in my
first
truck.
serve.
Cool. Huh?
Throw it in the truck.
Yeah.
Bring it over.
Okay.
Yeah, we got trucks all over the place in this neighborhood.
The echo down here, Ed, might make you sound better, like auto tune.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We'll call you the T-Pain of the show.
He is the T-Pain of the show.
Yeah.
He's some kind of pain.
Yeah.
Hemorrhoid pain.
Yeah.
I'll call you a pain in the ass.
Do you ever have a kidney stone?
I was thinking more of ass cancer.
Oh,
that's sore, man. Yeah, I'll take the hemorrhoid though.
So anyway, I just thought a little talking point.
Did you say hemorrhoid or did you say kidney stone?
Kidney stone.
Oh, hemorrhoids hurt too. That's what I've been told.
And the hits just keep on coming.
Those hurt.
The hits
I feel
are.
like I heard from George Brett.
Shit.
Okay, so what else? Anything else?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Harold Varner won on the Live Tour.
First in the United States, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in Washington at the Trump National.
Actually, I watched a little bit of Live Tour the other day.
Yeah, how'd you like it?
I you know what I loved about it? It's like playing video golf because they have like microphones in the cups.
Yeah.
It sounds like a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's like it's like annoying.
Yeah.
Just all that stuff on the screen is hard to follow sometimes. It's just so much.
Looks like a video game to me.
Yeah.
It looks like a video game. That's
How old's Harold Varner?
I want to say like 32.
Okay, so he looks kind of old. I don't know if he has a beard or whatever.
Right. So he was criticized. The only reason I bring it up because he was criticized for being truthful about being paid $15 million a year for going the Live Tour. He said it was an opportunity for my family. When growing up, I didn't have much. Now it's generational wealth for the future of the Varner family.
Damn right.
So, he's one of the few to be like, hell yeah, I took the money, and I don't blame him at all.
Do you think somebody like say they're working at let's for example, let's say Uline, and they're making $20 an hour, and say Amazon walks across the street and they're like, we're going to give you $35 an hour to do that same job over by us here.
But you have to piss in bottles?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
Bezos needs a new yacht. You can't
exactly.
take off.
Can't take any breaks. You got to piss in bottles. Sorry.
But, okay, let's do it the other. So say you're over at Amazon making 18, and Mrs. Uline walks across the street, and she might, and she says, we're going to give you $35 an hour,
right,
for better conditions, and you're gonna, your family's you're gonna be able to send your kids to college.
Okay.
No, actually, Mr. Ulang is riding on one of our employees' backs over there.
Yeah. In a golf cart.
Yeah.
Or she got a jetpack.
She's riding you up because your khakis aren't fucking ironed.
She's in a golf cart, but she took the batteries out, makes 2 employees pull it.
Like the Romans, like chariots.
Yeah, not even pull it, carry it.
No, she's in one of those things.
Yeah,
carrying like
the post.
Yeah, 4 guys are carrying across the street.
Right.
It's like looks like Eddie Murphy in Coming to America,
right?
Or Katy Perry in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
All the fancy animals as she walks across the highway
There's
to
a
Uline.
tiger walking next to her. An elephant.
Animals we haven't even seen. We thought they were extinct, but they're in their
Woolly
private
mammoth
zoo.
over there in the water washing itself.
Is that a hippopotamus giraffe? What the hell is that? It's a Shih Tzu.
I always want to know what's
bullshit.
I used that joke today.
Yeah, eating brats.
Yeah, that's right. I did use that. Sorry. Yeah, so I mean, you're in the same situation. It's a job,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you would do the same thing if you were going to get
absolutely.
So I don't see what
I
the
had an
problem.
opportunity where I could take care of my family for the next 3 generations, including my nephews and things like that. Absolutely, I would take a job like that. Like, why not?
I mean,
no, I'm just saying. I don't blame any of those guys at all for being different and taking the money for
3 years out of your life doing this, and somebody else said the same thing about the generational wealth, and I don't know if it was Koepka or one of those guys. He just said this like 2 weeks ago or something too. He's like, all my kids and their kids are going to be set for life.
Exactly.
No, not
because I played 3 years.
Right.
Well, yeah.
I mean, our grandparents sacrificed, went to war so we could,
right,
work in a factory and make enough money and have a nice piece of, land and not worry about being censored on a podcast,
Right.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so, I mean,
Again,
I agree with him.
And I always say this: if the Live Tour wasn't associated with the Saudis, this wouldn't be an issue.
Right.
Ooh,
should we ban all the Live Tour guys now because of the Saudi thing?
Well, then we'd have to ban oil in general. So.
Oh, I love oil. We're gonna anyways. What's the difference?
We're gonna try.
Yeah, we're trying right now.
Yeah.
We're gonna all be on electric with no batteries.
With no batteries?
Yeah, it's gonna be no batteries because there's not enough precious metals. There's a shortage right now of electrical steel, which is used in a lot of these big transformers. And we're moving to more electric. And in 5 years, they said there's not even going to be a way to supply the United States with electricity because we have such a shortage of electrical steel.
Bullshit.
I don't know. That's what they're saying.
You can't tell me like there's no wind energy or like water.
No, not that. You
I'm
can't
just-
even move wind energy. You can't move it. There's not going to be enough transformers.
Gotcha.
Because of the steel shortage.
The Decepticons are going to come.
Yeah. Those fucking assholes.
Yeah.
Dude, I've watched those movies. They're bad dudes, man.
New one coming out. Can't wait.
Go in.
Beasts.
Do you guys go to those?
What's that?
No, I wait
Transformers?
till they're free to watch.
I love Transformer movies.
I can't even watch them.
Do you watch those movies?
I think the
Doug?
last I think I went to the drive-in when back in the day when they were there.
Yeah.
Like the first one.
Well, you don't
I
watch
took
them-
my nephews.
I'll flip through them like
So you're not a.
I don't dislike them.
Are you a Avenger guy?
Avenger guy. Like
Are you Marvel movie
Marvel.
guy?
I love Marvel movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He watches wrestling. What did you think?
Good point.
Wow. I don't know how to take that.
Oh, I loved
Glenn,
wrestling back in the
I
day.
know what you're talking about. I get it.
Wink, wink. Or your underoos.
He's Captain Marvel today.
He's wearing Sunday on Monday.
Actually, he's Wonder Woman.
Well, I'd like to get in her
The
underwear.
underoos.
I used to have underoos.
Yeah,
I think
who
we all
didn't?
Hey, you used to.
The matching.
Which
maybe.
Do you
t-shirt
remember
and
which
underwear.
ones you had?
I
I had the Superman.
had Superman.
Yeah.
I think I had Batman.
I remember Superman because they're red and blue.
I had Brown Streak.
I still have those.
I love that superhero. What was his power again?
Did you say brown streak?
Power to repel people with the smell.
Stench.
Yeah.
Oh my
They
God.
call me. I made my own. I made my own underoos. Brown Streak and Yellow Pits.
Oh.
Watch out, he's gonna change. He's dragging his ass on the carpet.
Kevin?
He's magical. Watch, here comes magical snail trail.
Oh, gross.
Attaboy. Attaboy, Bam.
So
Cool.
is that all we got?
Yeah, let's wrap her up.
Yeah,
Watch
I
the end
think
of the
so.
game here.
So closing thoughts, Ed.
Well, overall, it's been nice weather, but sometimes I'll go home and take a nap, and I watch those shows. You guys ever see these like Buying the Beach or Buying Hawaii, where people go and you get 3 houses to look at, And we talked about this before on this show, and it's like I'm an out of work artist, and my husband here writes musical jingles. It's like, come on.
Our budget's $3.5 million.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
exactly.
So you guys have seen it.
Yeah.
So I'm watching one the other day. It's called Buying Hawaii, which if you've ever been to Hawaii, it's expensive.
I never
You
been,
know,
but I've heard.
Yeah, it's expensive. So the lady is like, yeah, the view's great in this $1.6 million house, but it's 10 miles to a grocery store. And for a couple months out of the year, the whale noises are so annoying. It's like the whale noises. Any one of us would pay big money just to see a whale up close. She's like, God damn it, those stupid whales are
Right.
driving my dogs nuts.
Is that a similar noise that the red hogs make?
Yeah, exactly. But she was
I knew
really
it was coming.
She was serious. She's like, those whale noises are just, like that is first world problems right there.
Yeah,
when you're
so-
buying a $1.6 million house.
So I sell handmade Play-Doh statues at the Harbor Market.
Yeah.
And my husband sells stamps on eBay. Our budget's only $4.7 million. And what
it's
can we do with
ridiculous.
that?
And then she'll come up, and they always do it the first house. Is always like, wow, this has everything you want. It is wonderful. Now let's get down to ticks and tacks, brass tacks.
Well,
What
they're
is
like-
it? What is it? And she goes, that's 5.9 million. They're like, well, we could make it happen, but we wouldn't be able to buy that Tesla.
Well, yeah.
It's like you're talking $6 million if you don't have an.
Well, then they buy these houses too. Sometimes then they're gonna have to remodel.
Yeah,
It's like they're gonna have to throw another $500,000 or $300,000. I'm like, what?
The Alaska one. Have you guys watched the Alaska ones yet? They're
No.
awesome. They come in and they're like, yeah, it's a nice log cabin there, but you got to shit outside. But what about the bears? Oh, don't worry about the bears. We got these electrical wires that go around the building. It shocks them. It's like, what? I'm like, holy crap.
Just play dead. Don't worry about it.
I am not buying a house in Alaska and shitting in a hole in the woods.
It's a 3-bedroom igloo.
It's about the truth of it. And then some of them don't have running water. So it's like, oh, you got a bucket outside 3 times a week. They got to fill it. It's like, oh my God. Anyways.
So you used to that? Is that
Yeah.
what you're saying?
I mean, it's a hunting camp is what
Right.
that's called. And I don't even like those.
Glenn, your closing thoughts?
Just watch Liam Hendricks come out for the 8th standing
Yep.
ovation. It's pretty cool. Also, I just noticed this. I didn't watch any baseball today, but they're wearing red poppies on the jersey.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
Nice little touch.
That's cool.
They didn't
Yeah.
go crazy with the hats and all that stuff.
Right.
I like
It's a nice touch.
That was cool. Yep.
Yep.
Tim?
My closing thoughts are the narrow-mindedness of Green Bay, Wisconsin, being upset that they get the draft for 2025.
Oh, they're mad about it?
Oh, yeah.
I told you they would be.
Yeah.
I said last week they'd be mad about
Yeah,
it. I
they're
told
ridiculous.
you.
Like,
They're going to hate it.
Yeah. And it's like, so they're projecting that the area of Green Bay is going to make over $100 million economic impact.
Mhm.
And they're upset about, for 5 days having a bunch of people there. Which,
Oh, what an inconvenience.
Right. Like, hey, here's like one of the crown jewel franchises of the NFL, the original team, right? And like, it's an opportunity for fans to come and visit Green Bay without having to go to a game and actually see the stadium and do all those things. And you're mad about it. Like,
It amazes me because we live in a city that's very similar in size. I mean, we're within like 10, 12, 15,000 people. It's
Right.
very similar.
right.
We don't have an NFL franchise. We got to drive somewhere. We
Right.
don't have anything. We had a 5-day inconvenience. It was fucking riots and they burned down half the city.
Yeah,
Seriously.
We didn't
Right.
make money. We had to
And
spend
you know what
money.
we did?
Right.
We still went out to festival and bought liquor, and other things, Still went out.
Yeah.
Didn't matter.
Right.
Uphill
Green
barefoot
Bay.
in the snow both ways.
Green Bay. Oh, you won't believe it. We're going to be inconvenienced for 5
Right.
days. Oh,
I won't be able to get my fish that Friday because I won't be able to drive anywhere.
Yeah,
Right.
I can't get my fish. Oh, you betcha.
You know who's not mad about it? Those homeowners on a Lombardi Way or wherever it is.
Oh, yeah.
They've
parking.
Verbo or whatever their
Right.
house is out.
Yeah.
They're only occupied like what is it, eight nights a year?
Yep.
They still park. Do you still park in those houses? Like some of those
I
ones
haven't been
right
up there.
Oh,
I
in the
haven't either.
neighborhood? Yeah, all over the neighborhood.
Okay.
I'm talking about the ones that are like right across
ones with
street
the
from
fences
Lambeau.
that are all painted and all that stuff.
Yeah, I have the Lombardi trophy built in the
Yeah,
yard.
my brother-in-law has the gold package. I might get a game or two this year. So
Ew.
Oh, benchwarmers road trip.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You were here when you
Yeah,
Sorry.
That's what That's we'll pay for it with our shake a day.
Okay.
Might be enough by then.
By then,
Right.
We're getting there.
So
We might be able to invest that pretty soon.
So I just think the narrow-mindedness of the city of Green Bay. Like,
I agree.
Here's an opportunity to share your history, share your cities, and like some fans can't come for a regular game and stuff. Like, who wants to go to Green Bay in December for a game? But here's an opportunity for these football fans to explore your city, and you're mad about it. So
My next door neighbor I talked to today, I happened to see him out there. I was working out in the yard, and he got back from he was out Indy 500, 34th year he's went there.
nice.
He missed one COVID year. And he was like so excited. He's from Cleveland area. He
Right.
grew up. He was excited for Green Bay. He's like, I think I'm going to go up there because he
Right.
enjoys all this. It's going to be worth it just to go up there. It's going to be a hassle, but I can get up there and just to see it.
Right.
He's happy. He's from Ohio.
Right.
Not even a Packer fan.
Right. Yeah.
And happy for
Has
the
he got
area.
a hotel yet?
No, but he'll figure out something.
That's the only thing that's
Did you see what
is-
Milwaukee said though? Milwaukee said we'll bus and figure out a way
Right.
the tourist thing.
Appleton,
Oshkosh.
Yeah, Sheboygan all the way back. I mean,
Door
honestly,
County.
all the way to Wausau.
Right.
Wausau's not that far, really.
Right. Exactly.
Hour and a half, whatever,
Right.
2 hours.
I mean, and the whole thing is too, like, most of those hotels are taken up by corporate sponsors anyway. So
Yeah.
I'm sure, like, who's the official soda? Pepsi's probably got a whole floor, ESPN, NFL Network.
The way to do it would be like to rent like a hunting cabin up in like Florence County, like up by Peshtigo,
Right.
up in that area.
Crivets.
Yeah. Any of those, seriously,
Yeah.
Wild Rose, those places that are a little off the
Yeah.
beaten path.
Right.
I don't, because they're not going to be occupied at that time. When's it going to be? May?
Late April.
Late April. So, or
right.
Lake.
And the weather's another
rentals.
problem too.
What's that?
The weather's another problem too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
could-
remember it was
we
late
had
April
snow-
here. It was 40.
Right.
Well, we
It
got
was
snow.
cold.
We got snow quite a bit in April here this year.
I agree. I don't agree with the people with their claiming. I just think it's a bet because you can't stay. You're gonna. I mean, they don't have enough hotels for game days.
Right.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I know people that stay in Appleton.
That's the
Right.
problem.
Yeah.
And the problem is a lot of that money being made by the number you hear. The hotels are going to be doubling and triple their price of hotel rooms for,
For sure. They have to.
So Oneida and the 10 hotels, 20 hotels they might have are going to be full. They're full
Right.
probably
They're
already.
full right now.
Yeah. They,
But I mean, you go somewhere. I mean, with the bigger cities, you can stay. The city can hold you. And you can stay anywhere in
Yeah.
the city, basically.
Right.
I just think it's when people are going to get there. I think it'll be a lot of people that go there are going to complain about it. I think. In the
I
long
think,
run.
I think they
because their
deserve.
restaurants can't. I mean, they can't. They're going to put up special restaurants for a weekend. I mean, it's going to be. It's. I went to a game there, and right across the stadium, it was the Packer Detroit game, probably one of the bigger games of the year. It was, and every game's probably busy.
Right.
It was busy though. We went across the. Is Hinterland the one right there? Or Hinterland, I think.
Yeah.
Or Titletown. Or it was right across the street. We went to that bar, and it was. We got to the bar, but it was elbow to elbow people.
Yeah. There's nothing
I
else.
mean, it's gonna be hard to spread the people out. They're talking 300,000 to 400,000 on people,
Oh, yeah.
to 400,000 people. So that's a lot of
Yeah.
people. A game day has got to be only 90,000 people,
I think
right?
they deserve it now.
And
For,
maybe I don't even know if people hang out just to go up there on a game day. They might. So 100,000 maybe on a game day.
I think they deserve it though. For how many times they've been to the Super Bowl and got $0 out of that. They gave their money to Miami or New Orleans or
But
Atlanta.
that's all. But NFL's our profit shared. You're not. Yeah, that's a wrong way to look
You
at
don't.
it.
That's
No.
Right.
so
NFL
those
shares profit.
Oh, I
That's
didn't-
why Green Bay can
the
compete.
hotels send their money to Green Bay hotels.
No, but
That's what I'm saying. I'm
But-
not talking about the direct money. I'm
but
talking
I'm saying if
the
they didn't
impact
profit
to the
share,
community.
Green Bay wouldn't have a team.
Green Bay,
They wouldn't have a team.
Exactly.
yeah, but
Yeah.
their community has put up all this money all these years, and then it leaves for their final games, and they've been in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl, and they never reap any of that.
They reap
Like not the
they-
Super Bowl.
Yeah, they do. They reap the advertising.
The hotels don't, though. The bars don't. They don't get those extra
Yeah,
games.
right. But I mean,
Why does Miami get Green Bay's
why do you
money?
think? Why do you think they charge $1 million per minute for the Super Bowl commercials?
Oh, I know.
Right.
But I'm saying Green Bay's never had that opportunity. And they're never going to host a Super Bowl.
I would never say never.
Well, not in our lifetime, probably.
Well, maybe.
But I mean, they've been to the Super Bowl, 5 times? And they've got their communities received nothing out of that money. Give them the fucking draft once. Let them scramble around and try and figure out how to put people in
Right.
there.
I mean, how much bigger is Kansas City then?
Well, Buffalo can say the same thing.
Right.
Well,
Kansas City's quite a bit bigger.
OKC is a big city.
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, look at Canton for the Hall of Fame too. I
but
mean,
it's not. Canton's a little different the way it's structured though too.
Well, and they do a good job setting
Look
up
at-
all the stuff around the stadium.
What
for
about
it, too,
what
I
about
guess.
Cooperstown? They do this every year.
Baseball's overrated anyway.
How many people go to Cooperstown though?
I
for-
don't know. I don't know how many people go to Canton either. I don't
Right.
think it's not
Canton-
definitely not
Oh,
100,000.
No, Canton was busy.
Yeah.
You
I
think
mean,
it's 100,000?
No, I bet it's.
I bet
I
it's
bet it's 100,000.
way-
I bet it's 100,000.
no.
Oh yeah.
Indy
The
yesterday
stadium was full. Their stadium holds probably 50,000 people, and there's people walking around.
and
the
the
whole
floor
time.
seating too.
I was
then
saying,
for
and
us.
seating on the field.
Yeah, when we went to the watching induction, it was packed.
Indy was yesterday 300,000 people.
Yeah.
But Indianapolis is the center of all those types of things.
Yeah. How did your neighbor like the race?
He loved it. That was
Yeah.
great.
It was
He
a
didn't see the tire go flying over.
It
the
was a
stands.
shit show for the last 25 laps.
That was the ones I watched.
Yeah.
I actually built half my chicken coop in those last 14 laps.
So
I'm not kidding. I went outside. I did some. I come back. I was like, 6 laps went away. I've been out there
Right.
for 45 minutes.
Yeah. So I don't know if you watched the race at all. So 25 laps left, at a major crash, tire like almost.
Dude, it
flew
was
in the
crazy.
stands. So they red flagged the race, meaning they stopped it. And then it was literally like,
I think it was 7 laps after that, another major crash.
yeah. So they would run 7 laps, major crash, red flag the race, 9 laps left, 2 laps in, another major crash, red lap. So they probably had like 8 stoppages before they finished the race.
Yeah.
So
This is after 1 day rain delay too.
right, exactly.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Nice. Parting of the Red Sea.
We called it. Miami is going to come back and
Miami
win it.
won the series. It looks like Miami's won the finals against Denver.
They just want to get
starting-
some practice shooting in here the last couple days.
I think it starts Thursday, June 1st, I believe it says.
31st, I thought it was.
No,
No,
the
June
1st.
1st.
Oh, June 1st.
And it's going to be Denver will have home court.
Jace is with us to finish up. How was work today?
Good. I actually talked my way into sitting in the media well in the first inning and talking to
The
some
media
photographers.
well. So your mom told me you were in the what'd she call it? I was thinking out in the outfield in the hole out, where it goes back. What they call it? Not the well.
Yeah, that's what we call it, the well.
I know. I was thinking in the outfield. You could sit in the media well next to the dugouts.
Mm-hmm. Yep, right next to the. It's
I
where our
heard you
grounds crew
schmooze
does it.
some young lady.
Yeah, photographer, right? Talking to her,
Yeah.
talked to one of the leads, and I was like, yeah, and he was like, well, if you want to sit down there for the first inning, and
Nice.
Did Stroman take any dirt off the mound for his complete game?
Oh, he
I
should've.
didn't see it at the end. No,
Did you take any to give to
Nice.
him?
I that's what I said out because I had a water bottle was empty in my bag, and I was like, if he throws a no hitter, I'm going out there after the game because we just sweep the conditioner off the mound and
Yeah.
toss it out. I was like, I'll put some of that in a water bottle and bring it down here, but
Jeff Jankowski says the Benchwarmers should be live in Green Bay for the draft.
Yeah,
We got no place.
Tell him to get him
Radio
give us
Row.
a place and we'll do it.
Yeah,
Let's think. Let's
Right.
think. Maybe we know somebody there. I mean, I'm trying to think.
We just get an RV and a generator.
Yeah.
Oh, he's on top of it.
Now, how many?
Yeah.
Oh, like the Beatles.
It'll be a blizzard
Dude,
too.
make sure that it's a fucking heavy duty toilet for that fucker.
Yeah.
I already know a place to stay.
Where?
Sister Bay in that garage I stayed in that one time.
When the door hit the bed.
The door hit the bed. The floor ran downhill. I actually missed the toilet with a couple drips, and they ran all the way across the room.
Couple trips, but not running across the room.
Joking. It was the floor was it was an old
No way.
garage.
No
And the
way.
door opened up and it was like don't hit the bed. I'm like Amber, you got to pick your feet up off the bed so I can go to the bathroom.
So do we start bags next week?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So the show will be on Sunday next week. Sundays.
Okay.
Start next week. So if we're gonna make
Yeah.
it, I'll let you guys know. Some messages.
Well, if you barbecue for us like you did today,
You'll
I'll show up at noon.
So yeah, so next week we'll start Sundays. We'll have a couple, then we'll be off for a week. It looks like, and then 4th of July will probably be off. So we'll be a couple week shows and off, couple weeks. So stay. He said we can stay at his kid's place in St. Norbert's. Jeff did.
See,
Fuck with that.
Stay in the dorms.
Yeah.
there's got to be options. Somebody's got to know somebody in Green Bay. I mean,
I don't know.
Golden Knights won tonight.
Did they?
Oh yeah.
6-0.
Ooh.
yeah, they killed him.
Ooh.
Way to show up.
So it's Golden Knights and
Stars.
Panthers.
No, Panthers.
yeah. Gotta do like that when you say
Got
it.
another.
South Florida in the NHL finals and South Florida in the NBA finals.
Oh, nice.
In
All
South-
I need is Tua to stay healthy
The
next year.
Panthers
Super
are
Bowl.
in Miami, right? Or
they're in
Sunset or sunrise.
Yeah, we looked
Sunrise.
sunrise.
So
It's
right
right
there.
outside.
Yeah,
Yeah. We looked that up a couple weeks ago.
If
So closing. Oh, sorry.
where did
I was just say,
You're
closing
closing
thought.
house.
If you ever get a chance to go to a Vegas Knights game, it is phenomenal. The free game is amazing.
Oh yeah, it
The
was
show.
cool.
is there
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a laser show type thing?
It's the
It's
night.
like, it's like an
pretty
actual
cool.
show. The
The
guy
goal-
goes out there and skates.
We
and-
saw-
Golden Knight
we saw it,
battles the Black Knight and the
He-
ice.
and
like,
he give
breaks
up the
apart.
ball.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it's
And
like
now, did you see they're dropping down the drummers from the ceiling?
Oh, are they really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had like the light up.
Yeah,
glasses on,
the mask sits there and he comes out of the helmet and the guy fights like the dragon or
the Black Knight.
the Black Knight and it's on the ice and the ice breaks and stuff and like there's a video screen on the ice. It's
we're gonna be the Sentinels.
Well, the Red Hogs will just run around squealing.
That would be now. That's something. Let like 4 hogs run on, and then you let people out there to chase them down.
I keep thinking of Homer Simpson's pig.
Yeah.
Spider Pig. Spider Pig. Greatest thing ever. He's all happy.
Pete, your final thoughts.
Oh yeah, my final thoughts. I no to the Red Hogs.
Definitely no to the Sentinels.
Definitely no to the Sentinels. Just fight for the Commanders and pay the money the kid wants to beat you to it. Because some 18-year-old kid in his room going, "Yes, sir. I don't gotta ever work."
Generational generational
Generational money. Because
Yeah.
I was quicker than a whole. I beat an NFL franchise to a name.
Yes.
Oh, you know what?
20-year-old finance major.
I want to tell you right
in
now.
college.
You did that. You deserve the money.
Yep.
Because you were smarter than a whole office of people.
You know,
And then he comes out and says Harold Varner bankrolled him.
Yeah, the
the Saudis.
The head of the legal department for the Commanders is like, what the fuck just happened? You know what I mean? Like,
Actually,
they can't do anything right.
They're gonna find
It's
out
great.
the owners of that name. The Live Tour. Oh, so anyway,
The Skins can't do anything right.
It'll be the Cowboys because they've owned the Redskins.
Oh,
well played. Well
that's
played.
a good one.
That was very good.
That was a good troll right there.
Yeah,
I like
Jerry
that.
Jones bust.
That was a live troll. I
Now,
like it.
now I really hate goodbyes.
So for the Basement Benchwarmers podcast, I'm Scott, and for Ed, Glenn, Tim, and Jace who stopped by for 2 minutes. Thanks a lot, guys, and we'll see you next week. Have a good rest of Memorial Day and a good rest of your week. Take care.
I hate goodbyes.
Sorry, folks, park's closed.
What happened? I blacked out.
Because we did something today that no one thought we could do, including us. So we're going out, we're celebrating, and we're going to rub it in this city's face.
I swear I've seen a lot of stuff in my life, but that was awesome. Bye, Felicia.
Kids, there's Big Ben and there's Parliament.
I'd give them more buys and highs.
Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end.